Hello everyone, welcome to today's crypto and stocks TA live stream. Today is October 29th, 2021, Friday. It's about 5:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'm going to go ahead and get started here in a few seconds. Let's start with Bitcoin, we'll start with crypto, and then move on to stocks. So if anybody has a request, ticker request, please type it in before the stream ends. All right, so before we even start with Bitcoin, we'll start off with total market cap. This is still my idea. This is my long-term idea in my profile. And if we just look at the price in the white line here, we're stuck in the resistance zone. The play-by-play, the resistance zone being this ceiling here, this whole ceiling. And we had this double top on the total market cap and pulled down. Pull back down where? To exactly this support level here on the total market cap chart. So essentially turning into a kind of consolidation pattern. Psychologically though, we have to understand that people who are enthusiastic about crypto, they're not going to let it crash down that easily. Bulls are not going to let the price crash down that easily. So let's keep that in mind. We're still stuck in this resistance zone here. In a few days, the weekly candle will close. So that will give us some clues about what's going to happen here at this upper range. Although we did reject here one time and almost, it's not quite a hanging man candle, but still, are we actually going to be able to hold this? That's the question on total. Quickly go through total 2, total 3. Did get this nice pullback with the rally attempt back at resistance, but the issue here is how many times are we going to retest this before people give up? That's what we need to watch out for. Total 3, similar setup. Okay, zooming out, you could see in the longer term pattern for altcoins that if we don't break bull and hold up above the $1 trillion altcoin market cap, could see some potential pullback, but that could take 3-6 months. This is a very long-term idea. Because from this resistance back in May down to July, that was 3 months. This circle here. 3 months with some really bad news. So 3 months from now, January, where are we going to stand in January? Whereas if you're an investor, you got to think ahead like that. All right, so just take a quick look at the Bitcoin market cap. Yep, had that little pullback. Keep in mind, all of this on the left side is support right now. So it's very unlikely we're just going to drop straight down to, negative 50% or whatever price. I'm not super bearish like that, but we are kind of in this short-term daily downtrend, but we have all the support on the left side. Let's look at the Bitcoin futures chart. So I drew this setup in this idea, I think maybe almost 2 weeks now. For sure, definitely last live stream. And one reason why we're getting stuck here, there's multiple reasons. Okay, let me erase these blue circles. First thing is we're on the Bitcoin futures chart, Chicago Mercantile Exchange. First thing is we have this resistance, the horizontal left to right resistance right on the top here, about 65,000. So there's resistance number 1. Then we have a trend line resistance that's diagonal here, like that. So you can see why this X marks a spot where I like to call it two double resistances are marking a potential short-term reversal spot. Okay, so for me, this is why I did not long crypto on October 20 to 21 to 22, because we're right at the resistance. As a bull, this is not where I want to be buying. Unless I said for many live streams, unless we break out like that, then maybe I'll buy. This is not that setup though. So you have to understand taking the context of total, okay, total stuck at the resistance zone, Bitcoin market cap at all-time high for that one day, and then Bitcoin futures at a double resistance zone. That's why I'm not very enthusiastic about longing this setup, because whenever somebody longs at a resistance, the chances of it going up and higher is actually lower. Okay, so as a long-term bull, where am I looking to buy more? If I'm patient, at the bottom of this trendline resistance and this, the trendline support. So there's a horizontal support from a long time ago at 52,000 right here. And you have a trendline support here. So where's my X marks a spot and a 382 Fibonacci? Right about 52,000, somewhere in this blue circle. This is where I'm interested in crypto, in Bitcoin, if I'm going to buy more. Because then you have 20% upside, 10 to 20% upside. That's the kind of setup that I want to see in crypto. Not 2% upside here. I don't want 2% upside, right? For crypto, most people, swing traders, they need 10, 20, 30, 40% upside in crypto. So this is where I'm getting interested in Bitcoin, 52K. So this is how, for example, I have less FOMO than other people. You know what I mean? This is why I don't get destroyed as much in the market as other people. Like, I don't get wrecked as much because I just do the TA and I say, okay, if I just have patience and understand the two directions of the setup, if it ever comes down to 52, 53K or 50 or 43,000, anywhere here in this circle, I might consider longing Bitcoin again. On a bear scenario, if it goes bullish, it has to break and hold above now 68,000, this blue line on the top, and really needs to do this setup, the breakout, retest, and continuation setup. That could take a couple weeks or months at this point. But again, bulls are not going to let Bitcoin drop to nothing. And I was thinking about it today that there needs to be a serious problem with crypto for us to crash down, because USA hinted that we're legalizing or going to keep the Bitcoin status legal for now. So it has to be a different country at this point, like a Europe or somewhere else, Asia, Europe, Africa, right? Where if something bad happens with crypto there, that might pull us back. Keep in mind, I did say in the Discord we have volatility for Q3 earnings in tech, right? That's why this is happening. Also. So now we just go to the actual Bitcoin chart. So that's why my analysis is much more detailed than other people, but that's why I'm usually not getting destroyed in the market for the most part. If I do the TA correctly, then basically trades are profitable. So just want to point out, I called this on last week's stream, is that we wanted to watch out for a potential head and shoulders pattern on Bitcoin. And that's exactly what happened, except we didn't pull back as far as the measured move was showing us. Let me use a different chart. Okay. So I'm going to use a line chart just for visual on the stream, right? If I pull up my EMAs, the first target was right there. Okay. So my 20 EMA. So you have to realize that the head and shoulders on a daily, if I'm very sensitive to this pattern right here in the yellow, the neckline, measure that. I was saying basically on my Discord, -5 to -10%. On the Bitstamp chart is a little tighter. It was 4 to 8%. So how much did we pull back on the counterbody close? We pulled back about 4% from the neckline, 4% to about that, almost that 8%. So, but there's support down here, right? Because if you look left, again, there's a lot of support over to the left side. This is why we didn't just crash down to nothing, because there's a lot of support down there. Day traders are going to buy that. Bots, algorithms are going to buy that. But we called that on the stream as one potential scenario. So this is how, when we do TA, this is how we have less FOMO than other people, and we're not having some emotional reaction when something happens in the market. We were well aware of that setup for a week now. All right, so you can see here we had a quick, I like to call these little flash crashes like liquidity stops. This is like market maker. This is some kind of whale trying to do something on Bitcoin right here. But moving forward, okay, so that's a quick, the past week in review, but moving forward, like looking forward for the next week, is we're still in the short-term daily downtrend for Bitcoin on slightly longer term time frames. Okay, if somebody's on 5 minute, it's a different story. But longer term, 4 hour, 1 hour, okay, still in this daily downtrend. This is the pattern right now. The 4 hour descending wedge or descending channel pattern, although we did break out of this. Okay, so bulls are trying to do a 4 hour trend change or 1 hour trend change. We were downtrending. Okay, if we're going to uptrend, one more pullback, retest this spot of the wedge, okay, and then try to make a higher high to 64, 65K. That's what needs to happen with the bulls. But if we fail, we could drop down to 61K. Hold on. My lines got erased. Okay, just redraw it. So we could drop down to 61K or back down to 58K if it's bearish. So if I'm a bull, if I'm a swing trader, I'm looking at this as the best entry for Bitcoin, decent stop loss, right? Because now you have like 4-to-1 reward to risk. If I long at 61,000, I have basically 2% risk, so I have to have a tighter stop loss. So either one of those, depending on the setup. Keep in mind, this is just educational, real-time examples of what I would do. All right, so we can pull up our EMAs just for additional information, right? So you can see the 200 EMA down here is our target. There's a double target down there. And there's immediate short-term support EMA up here. So those are the two spots I'm watching on Bitcoin. I'm on TradingView, YouTube, Twitch, and Discord. So the social media links are on my profile. And I stream on weekends because I'm a full-time trader and investor. By the way, I had a profitable trading week, and we'll review some of those stocks that I was profitable on. A lot of action on crypto too. It's just a very volatile week. That's why I was giving people a heads up in my Discord watch list. Like, this was the biggest week of tech earnings. The markets are going to move. Are we ready? That's the question. All right, so we're not completely in overbought territory up here. It's not completely overextended to the upside, but a better spot of value again was down here just 2 days ago. Right, 2 days ago. This is why when you draw a trend line, support, you know what I'm saying? Somebody, what was this trade? This is 6% on Bitcoin. Absolutely beautiful. It's like half a year of average stock gains if someone's in like a mutual fund or something, ETF. All right, so we'll keep moving on here. Okay, we'll do SHIB and DOGE because those are the big popular ones right now. All right, so the first thing we need to realize on Shiba Inu right now is two things before we begin. On stream, late September, somebody brought SHIB to us or to me, in the Discord and the live stream, and I was telling this one person, if we break above 950, this thing is gonna go up. Okay, so I called that on stream live, and here as well. I remember saying a potential entry on SHIB was 25 cents right here on this particular day. I remember this day, right here. Okay, so and then this setup happened during the week when I was off stream. But I'll explain why this happened, right? You have a bull flag here. Measured move on the flag is what? 80 to 100%, and we went well above that target. We went double the target, 160%, 2 times the target. So now I'm getting a little cautious up here on SHIB. All right, so there were two setups on SHIB, down here and down and right here. The flag, the breakout play, or the flag play. Now here we're seeing resistance, where resistance at basically 8,800. Okay, we're gonna have to zoom in a lot because now you can see the next pattern setting up. So there is another flag that was building. It was a descending triangle with a breakout and potential. I was watching this very closely. I'm like, is this another upside down head and shoulders? Are we gonna get more continuation on SHIB? It's possible, except that target, the first target has already been met, and now we're flagging again on a shorter term intraday. So the only thing that I want to point out is in this particular type of scenario, our EMAs are still up cross, meaning we're still uptrending for now. Okay, like the first time we went from 900 to 3,000. Okay, then we consolidated like this. I'm doing very broad analysis. We went up and we consolidated to the side like that. So now we went up, we're doing it again, up, consolidated to the side. And there is a short-term up cross here on these EMAs. It's just a matter of, are people going to keep buying SHIB? That's a big question, right? Because without buyers, the price can't go higher. So it's just, we've seen on Doge multiple kind of bull flags on the way up. But the problem is, which I was saying like 3 weeks ago or like a month ago, is that SHIB is not listed on Robinhood. Dogecoin is listed on Robinhood. There's a huge difference. Also, Doge was part of that original meme rally. So it's not over for SHIB, but we are. The problem is, on a daily, there was a potential reversal signal on the RSI, this double top RSI, which I'm being very cautious right now on SHIB, because this is not good for now on SHIB. Right, this is a longer term sell signal possible. Okay, don't quote me on that, but crypto, it could keep going one more leg. Okay, if I use all the tools that I know of, if we use Elliott wave, okay, 3, 4, we might get one more fifth wave up. The RSI is just telling me we're in the danger zone on SHIB for now, short term. Okay, so the bearish scenario, if we pull back down, we could pull back straight down to 5,000, 4,000, 3,000. Okay, this is where I start using my Fibonacci, because when the whole world is hyped on something, I'm kind of not. Warren Buffett taught us to basically do the opposite of the average group of people, traders. Meaning, if the whole world is saying SHIB to $1, okay, but the chart is telling me we might pull back, then I'm going to get cautious on SHIB. That's all I'm saying. Okay. So, again, our retracements on the Fibonacci is just, you could just use this. We already touched the 382 and we're testing the 236. I'm expecting us to keep flagging in this zone for a while, but eventually we might pull back. If we run out of momentum, we're going to definitely pull back to like 5,000, 6,000, 5,000, 4,000. If it ever gets to like 3,000 area, this is where I might look to long. If it ever comes back down to 1,400 or 2,200, definitely, right? But if you look left, there's not much support in this blue circle. Okay, so whenever the crash is going to happen, that could happen like a month from now or 3 months or a year from now. Whenever that happens, I'm expecting us to pull back down fast and hard. All right. There's nothing much here in the middle for support. There's intraday support, but if you look at it daily, what often happens, you get a strong pullback and then a bounce. So the next big entry on SHIB is if it pulls back down, I'm going to try to play that bounce. Or if we get like an intraday momentum flash crash of like a negative 20%, which was happening overnight in my session here. It is very nice. You know, it's not an easy trade, but it's a nice trade. Okay, so we did the bearish example. We'll quickly do the bullish example, because if this triangle, let me turn everything off now. If we do this triangle, all right, even though it's descending, we measure this 18%, 25%, 40%. So like 30% average from the breakout spot. That could bring us back to all-time high at 8,800, okay? So it depends on somebody's risk tolerance. There's also a trend line here, right? So SHIB bulls are not giving up that easy. But in the intraday, if I just long at this exact spot in time, 7,500, it could actually pull back on me as a day trader. If I put on my day trading hat, okay? This might pull back 4% possible. So I'm always looking for areas of value. And this would be a potentially better setup if I buy a little bit lower at this trend line, this blue circle. Because it's in a hourly uptrend. Very nice. All right. There was that potential. What's the down head and shoulders on the RSI? It's not completely oversold levels. That's why longing right now, just in this middle of nowhere, no man's land, it could go either way. But the intraday momentum is leaning a little towards bull in the short term. But for me, I want to see a little bit of pullback on SHIB. But I wouldn't be surprised if we keep going up, because the price of SHIB is so small. If we get upside down head and shoulders again, we could go 20, 30% up. So I would just watch for those two directions of the price intraday. Anything's possible, meaning we could keep going up like that. Great. I would try to find intraday long entry if I'm aggressive on SHIB. If I'm not, if this doesn't happen and we pull back, then I'm looking for another long entry down here at some support level for value, deep value. But when it's floating in the middle of all technical indicators, I'm not really interested in that. Also, it's Friday, because we have to psychologically think. People this week, they either made a lot of money or they lost a lot of money if they were trading. So if people made a lot of money, they're like playing golf right now, right? They're done for the week. If people lost a lot of money, they turned off the computer and like threw it across the room. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not happy right now. So, that kind of stuff happens in the market. I'm exaggerating, right? But like comically exaggerating, but you get the idea, right? It's the psychology. If you ever played like card game, right? Somebody makes money, they're happy. Somebody loses money, they're not happy. It's basic human emotions. Wins versus losing. All right, so I'm not going to do like 50 requests at a time, so we'll just move to Doge. I'm going to do the big movers and shakers in the market, because that's probably what everyone is thinking and talking about. All right, so Doge, I called this setup, and this is the problem is I call setups, right? And because it doesn't happen yet, like, people don't get excited about it. But if people actually really analyze the setups that I'm talking about, is they come to fruition eventually, and that's how you get a better entry, because you pre-planned that action. So I was saying this is a potential upside down head and shoulders on stream for a while now on Doge, and I was saying that 25%. I was saying watch this retest and the breakout, and that's exactly what happened. Retested this, and then we went 25%. So again, the pattern happened in this descending triangle. This kind of reminds me of SHIB, the picture on a longer term time frame. So that's, again, I'm not surprised SHIB and Doge are moving in tandem based upon Elon Musk tweets or just momentum. But now moving intraday is we were flagging, and did have a little bit of pullback. Why do we bounce on a Doge? Because we had this pullback off of support. We pulled back down. Okay, we lost the support level, and then we had this nice setup here for longs, and that happened right in the evening in the Asian session. So Americans could jump on the trade. Asian market could jump on the trade, and it went a little bit into that European session. They got that second bounce. Okay, so this is why it's important to draw on the charts and not just look at the watch list price. Like for me as a trader, I am not staring at this watch list all day long. It doesn't matter to me, right? Just because it's green or red, that's like CNBC style. You know what I'm saying? That's fundamental style. If I look at my phone and I just look at the percentage, that's not technical analysis, right? You have to actually draw something. So what am I saying? We drew this for weeks now that we had this Doge descending triangle here like that. And I was saying, watch the resistance breakout setup. And then we could draw our resistance lines on the top and the bottom. So you see exactly how you could use some basic fundamental TA, right? I'm talking about this is the basics, but it's the most important. It's like what I said last week. Basketball, like, do I even know how to dribble the ball or throw a football? Can I shoot the ball, right? Mastering the basics is extremely important. Intraday, if you're wondering what's going to happen next, all right, we use the same tools of our TA. Where's our support? 27.66 cents. We have another we were having a flag, kind of like this opening wedge, but the liquidity kind of died out, and we had this little short-term breakout. So we'll just leave it as this yellow triangle here. So SHIB and Doge trying to make some intraday moves. Looks very similar to SHIB, right? Rally up, fade down, and then attempted one more 15-minute rally. Although we're not at an oversold level, so longing now, again, you could pull back down. Trend-wise, it was a downtrend, possible short-term uptrend. I'll just watch out for it, though. There's momentum building here, I should say, on the 1 hour. Let's compare. So I like to use this as a clear swing trade signal, but we might get a pullback down first before it happens, because that would give us another upside down head and shoulders. I don't know why there's so many upside down head and shoulders in the market in the past month. It's just they're everywhere. Psychologically, that means buyers want to buy. There's demand on the bottom side. People don't want to quit the market and just run away. So let's go back to SHIB and just see, are we getting momentum? Not as much. So Doge actually might pop a little bit on this swing trade for educational purposes, but the stop loss is fairly large, right? The target would be 5% to 10% if it ever goes that high. Let me pull up a pivot for a second. Maybe like a 7% or so. All right, so it's potentially there, but on the intraday, it's probably going to pull back first. It's probably going to go down and then up. All right. Oh, somebody's asking me for example of Bollinger Bands. Okay. I use Bollinger Bands, but like, it's hard to explain. I'll just take a quick aside to talk about indicators for a few minutes here. Indicators, so I love Tradingview. All the tools and indicators on Tradingview, the services on Tradingview, everything you get here, tools, indicators, time frame, replay, alerts, which are empty for now, watch lists, alerts, news, data, all hot lists, like all this, it's all wonderful and useful. But when we're doing technical analysis, like what are we looking at? We're looking at the price. The price. Indicators are calculated off of the price and the volume. Most of them. Most of them, it's all the price. Moving averages is all price. Pivots is all price. RSI is basically the price. MACD is also the price, right? It's just a different way of looking at things. So I always start with the price first, and then I use an indicator to just, kind of give me an idea, extra help. So if somebody's going to try to use Bollinger Bands, okay, oops, right? The only real thing I use for Bollinger Bands, okay, and I don't like to talk about Bollinger Bands too much because it could get really confusing for people. Because if you ever have trading experience, once it starts writing trend line, I mean the Bollinger Band upper line, it gets real. People are wondering like, whoa, how do I sell? Then I don't use a Bollinger Band in that particular scenario because the middle of the Bollinger Band is just the 20 moving average, right? So, and then it's just two standard deviations on the top and the bottom. So of the price. So when it starts trending and writing, I don't even look at Bollinger Bands anymore. When do I look at Bollinger Bands? Well, when you have massive, massive volatility. So in the pandemic crash, the Bollinger Band proved useful. This was probably like almost a third deviation out of the Bollinger Band, right? You could change it. Let me see. Yeah, this is three deviations out. So there's like I don't know what's the statistic on that. It's like a greater than like 90%, 95% chance that that's some kind of bottom, right? So that's how I use Bollinger Bands for tops and bottoms. It's just that percentile. And you can look it up on TradingView or what's that website, Investopedia or Wikipedia or whatever. Is you have the bell curve on Bollinger Bands. You have to understand standard deviations. But it's Bollinger Band's a volatility tool. But when it's inside the middle, it's not as useful, right? Yeah, there's squeeze and all that stuff, but you can look it up and learn for yourself. But the more important thing than Bollinger Bands is, do I understand price? Do I understand support and resistance? That's way more important. Although I like Bollinger Bands, I'm not hating on it. It's useful, very useful. In this particular case, for example, how do I know to buy Bitcoin at 32,000? There's support right there. How many candle touches that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. And then there's at least for this upside resistance, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 resistance points. Okay. And then if someone is using Bollinger Bands, then they can see how many times that poke out on the bottom, right? So you put all the pieces of the puzzle, and maybe you add in some like RSI and MACD. Is like boom, that's enough setup technical indicators to be like, okay, I'm gonna go long. But when it starts writing, right, very very emotional traders would just sell. They'll panic sell right here because it's like, oh, it's out of the Bollinger Band. Oh my gosh, I'm out. But that's not the end. That's why I don't use it that much. I only use it in certain scenarios, meaning extreme volatility. Okay, let's move down here. Adam USDT. All right, Adam. So we've been charting this for a while now, and this triangle turned out to be a real setup. I was saying watch for the break, and I was saying want to watch out for the support. If we pull back down to support, I might want to buy there. As an educational example, we could go 10%. 40%, so the average is 20, 30% from the breakout. Where do we go? 30%. TA works, right? TA works. This is momentum building. You could do trading on a daily charts, just have to be very sensitive to the charts. Intraday, this is probably flashing us many minute signals of we're uptrending. EMA, yep, EMA up crosses. That's all some intraday traders need. Although it was getting a little sketchy at this one spot when you have right here, this kind of channel action. But even as a day trader, okay, this is a perfect example of intraday. Support, resistance, that's the name of the game on charts. Support and resistance. Okay, as a long, where am I going to buy this thing? Am I going to buy it up here? Am I going to buy up here? You could, but the chances are lower. Where's the higher chance? I'm always telling people we want to buy low. It's like that saying, everybody knows this, buy low, sell high, right? So if I'm looking at this channel and it's hit 2 times in a row, where's low? Low is down here at the circle, $34. Okay, so I could have put a buy limit order there if I was brave or aggressive, or I was like thinking, okay, I'm just going to do this trade, right? Depending on Bitcoin and the correlations there, I'm going to long here. And where do I put my stop loss? Under a candle body wick or support. So if this channel is measured at 6%, my stop loss, I'm going to do 3%, target 6%. This is why you get some red right here on that candle, because people did this exact setup. Robots did that exact setup. But sometimes you get continuation, right, on an hourly or something like that. Then you get an uptrend, you get this resistance breakout. That's the second spot somebody could day trade, right? But what time was that? That for me, that's at 6 o'clock in the morning. So I'm not looking at Atom at that time. But maybe somebody else in Europe or Asia could do it if it's in your time zone, right? This was in my time zone. This was 3 o'clock in the afternoon on October 24th, right? So I could have longed here for a best spot entry, second spot here, right? Third spot here. Okay, third spot here. So where are we on Atom? Now, if we take that, what I just said, and we put it into context on the current price, again, draw your trend lines. Boom, right here. You have another triangle set up forming. But where's the support? 38.17. 38.17. Resistance square, 41.17. And then we can measure this. What is it? 7% to what? 10%. It's like 15%. So we could go 15% if it hits the support and rebound. 43.68 is our bull target on the top in the blue circle. If we break down 15%, we're probably somewhere around like 33. Okay, so I would just watch for this, and then you could draw the support and resistance here, like that, and I'll draw in yellow, like this, and that's all you need to do. Okay, what I want to show on stream though is I see a lot of people here with the free Tradingview is I think you could set like one alert or something on free Tradingview, but I'll show you an example of how I'd use alert. All right, so let me bring up a different Atom chart so I can actually draw on it. Let me just use like a HUOB or something. This is how I do it. I would draw my trend lines, okay? And the thing is, if you realize horizontal lines, I don't know if you knew this, but you could change it into an alert, a horizontal line. So you add the horizontal line, the shortcut key is Alt-H on the keyboard, and then you could right-click and add the alert on the horizontal line. So now you have something that's going to tell you when the price gets to your zone, right? Then you have to have your email or text set up and pay attention to that and believe the alert when it happens. You could either do it that way, or I like to do, you could just right click and add alert on the chart. It's a powerful tool. Nobody really probably does it that much, right? If you're starting out, but that's how you get to levels of good value, right? So I'm going to put my alert here at this particular zone if it ever gets down to there. So 38.58, right click, add the alert. Okay, so we'll go down. It's Atom USDT. Okay, we're crossing what? The price of 38.58. How many times? I want it to alert me every single time. Open-ended, meaning forever if you pay for it. And then if I have the app on my phone, I can notify on the app, or pop up on my computer, or send me the email, play the sound, you know, and then what do I? Atom support 1 hour triangle, and Atom 1 hour support potential entry long. That's how I do it, and then create it. Oh, it's because I'm on a log scale, but don't mind that last part. I create it, okay, and this is my alert now, right? So now all I have to do is, well, for me though, because of how I am, you got to double check the alert because sometimes something goes wrong. So I double check it. See here, all right. Okay, so it's on log scale, and then that's how you do it. Right, just wait for it to alert you, and if I'm going to do this, if I'm going to take a long there, intraday risk, quite a big one. right? 3 to 6%, something like that. If it's going to maintain this higher high uptrend pattern, if it's going to do that, right? Maybe a 2% to 4%, right? That's how you do it. If you don't want to use alerts, if you're like a hyperactive day trader, then you just put a limit order there. You could put an OCO order, a triple order if your broker does that, or there are some trading bots out there you could do that can do OCO orders on crypto using API, the API key. I've tried those before. It works like more than half the time. It doesn't work all the time. It's automated orders, I'm saying, and that's how you do it, right? But intraday, there's significantly more risk. Okay, let's we have a new person here. Let's go to FET USD. And I'll come back to the other requests. I'm gonna use Binance because Binance has some actual data on FET. Yes. So somebody, I'm gonna use USDT. Yeah. I remember this chart. Somebody brought this to our attention before. So FET. Where are we right now? We're at resistance. How do I know this? There's a lot of upper candle body wicks on the top here. So then you use extended trend lines on the bottom side or normal trend lines, whatever you want to use. And like that, we already have some bait. This chart's kind of ugly. You know what I mean? Only this part is nice textbook looking. Right? Yes, there's voice in this session. Yes. You have to unmute and turn the volume up. So that happens to some people. It's either some bug or it's like a web browser thing that the volume on the stream video that you're looking at will automatically mute and the volume slider will go all the way down. So if you never, I'm always talking on the stream. So there's always voice on my stream. All right, so we're in this upper resistance zone. So what I want to point out for people is that a higher low on FED is definitely possible. So I would look for a long entry, maybe at like 44 cents. Okay. This trend line is not really that useful to me, the bottom one, because it's so far down. So let's just Fibonacci this, right, on a log chart. There you go. Now we see that it's probably going to 61 and 47 if you want accurate numbers. 61 cents, and 47 cents are probably two spots where you might get better value. Excuse me for a second. You might get better value. Okay, so you can actually measure this thing. This is why you got to draw on the charts. This is a textbook definition of a symmetrical triangle. This looks like bots, though. I would be careful on FED. This is a little too perfect for me, right? Humans kind of don't do that. Okay. So again, I'm doing real technical analysis here for people who are just joining my stream for the first time. This is classic fundamental technical analysis in real time. I'm more of a longer term trader. Like I'm not trying to scalp 1% on futures or options, right? Because if you get the big moves like on FET, this is what is it? It's a 200% move. That's the big stuff. That's the big gains we're talking about in crypto, right? Not 1% scalp. Although if somebody scalps, that's more power to you. So we can measure this symmetrical triangle. What is it? It's 40%. I'll be a little bit careful on FET. 20 to 40%. So if we break down on FET, 20 to 40% would be our two targets. A little bit lower actually. But if we break out, then 20% is our 236, and then our larger all-time high here. So these are the two spots I'm looking on FET. and it just pulled back and tested here. So I watch Fed very carefully. If somebody's going to try to do this, right, the stop loss right now is 6% to the downside. So you got to target at least 12% to the upside or higher, 12 to 24% on the upside. Do we have momentum? Not really. It's still in this consolidation zone. So again, on Fed, like what I'm trying to make a habit of is not just calling it out, but let's put some alerts. So if Fed's gonna continue an uptrend, okay, it needs to break above 77 cents. So I'm gonna pop an alert here on Fed. So I'm just gonna put 77 cents. Fed USDT. 1 hour uptrend, possible entry breakout. Every time, alert. All right, so now that alert's there. Okay, so if you have more than one alert, who asked for that? Okay, you only have one alert. So, either one, you can either do it on the top or on the bottom, right? And you have to just change the price. I'll watch out for that on Fed. It's consolidating quite a bit. It had a nice run up. So, when it starts consolidating, just be a little bit cautious and you want to watch for a break up or down. Okay, I'm going to start going a little faster now. And let's move over to stocks a little bit. Okay, because I basically covered the big movers and shakers. There's SHIB, there's Matic, there's One Harmony coin this week, there's Doge coin, there's Bitcoin itself. But in the stock market, we had some insane action on stocks as well. So again, the setups, the charts I'm going to show are old, so please do not try to FOMO into these. Okay, please do not try to FOMO into these. Meaning don't chase it. All right, so the Dow Jones ETF. So all these ideas are in my profile. I like to put bigger ideas for the whole month so people have an example of where we're going. And why do we break out of here? Well, there's two reasons. There's a technical setup here, 3% to the upside, which we broke out the descending wedge and we're up. But it's also, this is all technical earnings. This is all fundamental earnings, earnings, right? And we didn't pull back. Textbook, we should have pulled back to retest, but it's earnings, so we're just going to keep pumping up. So in a few days now, maybe this weekend, I'm probably going to have to update my ideas and create new ones for November. But the problem is we're halfway through earnings right now. The big finance and tech companies have reported, but we're halfway through earnings technically. But the big companies have reported. S&P 500 is the same deal. We had upside down head and shoulders. Here, I'm trying not to erase my idea. Right, I went long Apple here, and a swing trade I sold here. Okay, and then I day traded other stuff on the way up. So there's a 3%. And keep in mind, this is one example. This sometimes can fail and break down like that. So this is basically all company corporate earnings, positive earnings to the upside. All right, I usually don't hold stocks through earnings. That's why I sold my swing position and I started day trading other stuff. Qs, the NASDAQ. Okay, we had similar trend change reversal from to the upside. Okay, measure and move, 4%. Where do we go? 4%. And keep in mind, all these gray lines, all our support and resistance is working out perfectly. And we're at all-time highs now. Russell 2000, we finally are breaking a little bit bull, testing this, what was trying to be a symmetrical triangle, but this is one larger pattern you want to watch out for as we recover from the pandemic and we're going up. We consolidated quite a bit in the Russell 2000 ETF. This is our growth ETF. So yeah, this is a textbook definition of consolidation. When you're going sideways, price action within a trading range. So growth has obviously stagnated in some of these smaller names. And for stocks, we have supply chain disruption. We have energy price crisis, supply crisis. We have stock market earnings These are things that I talk about in my free watch list in my Discord. Um, what other economic data do we have? We have oil, right? We got to look at oil, natural gas. The Federal Reserve tapering program is going to start in November, and I'm going to be a little bit cautious for stocks. Okay, just understand that in my mind that the Federal Reserve is they're timing it just so well. They're waiting for earnings to see how the earnings reaction is going to be in the market and whether they need to put on the gas or put on the brakes for their tapering program. Jerome Powell, he said that a couple of weeks ago. They're going to monitor very closely, and they're going to, they have basically their two levers. They're going to press or pull depending on the market conditions. All right, let's keep going down here. What do we got? Let's go to oil. I'm gonna use the USO oil ETF for this. Okay, we have a nice rally on oil, and I did call this potential upside down head and shoulders on oil almost a month ago or a couple weeks ago, saying, okay, if this thing goes, it's going 12%. Where do we go? We went 18% up to this resistance point. So long-term analysis works. Okay, we have a gap fill potential. Natural gas, just absolutely insane run, right? This, what as a trader, swing trader, is beautiful, wonderful for gains. But now there's kind of this almost triple top resistance right here, so I'm a little bit concerned. Although the RSI has reset, so it is possible for us to kind of get one more bounce, but it's kind of consolidating on an H1 on the 1 hour. It's turning into this kind of triangle pattern. So it's at the support level. And again, it's like this, so many upside down head and shoulders everywhere. It's just absolutely ridiculous, meaning bulls are buying. So if this really breaks out, another 18% could bring us to 24, right? Could bring us up to 24. Okay. And then let's go into some of these companies here. I'm going to go the big plays, right? BKKT. This is the crypto wallet. I had a lot of nice gains in BKKT this week. The crypto-based wallet that went absolutely bonkers this week. Over, I think it's 600% or something like that. So don't FOMO in this, 400 or 500%. But, this particular kind of scenario, when you have a early morning news break, positive news break, you have to be careful. All right, so what's happening on BKKT is 1 hour, possibly a 1 hour larger flag type of pattern trying to play out here. I would watch out for this because it could go two ways. If this is our pivot point on the hourly, then we could pull back starting next week down to 29. That's where I would be interested in buying. This is exactly how I play this. So BKKT, very nice stock. So $30. It's probably going to bounce like 32 or 25 if it pulls back. So you see this, right? The huge pullback. Boom. Retrace down, but bulls take it up one more time. So I wouldn't be surprised if we've tightened back up in this range and then do this. So I'm looking. This is where I'm going to set alerts. I'm going to set alerts in two spots. Okay. Right here. And to click, I mean to maybe not click on my Fibonacci, but I'm going to put at like 32. And BKKT, 50% fib retrace, potential long entry. All right, every time, and I'm going to lock that in, and then I'm going to make one more alert down here if it ever gets down here, because that's another interesting spot of value. BKT, 618 fib, long entry potential. All right, this is how you get ahead of other people, right? You just do some charting and you think about, if you're long, where would I long? If you're short with a huge account, if you're able to short these shares, which most people aren't, but if like an institution is ready to do this, right, they might short a little bit here, day trade short like that one candle, or up here, if it ever gets up here. All right. But if we have a breakout, I might day trade this breakout, right? If that happens, back to all-time highs or 60 up here somewhere. So BKKT, very, very nice setup. It was just absolutely wonderful gains. There's basically 100% gains on that. BKKT is phenomenal this week. But we're not oversold right now. So that's the problem, is I'm not going to long at this exact spot. It's resistance. It's overbought. So I want it to pull back, give me a relative low, and I'm going to buy that one more time. This is stock trading, swing trading. All right, Lucid. If you like cars, if you like EV cars, okay, Lucid potential company, right? But I was talking to one of my partners, business partners, and there's multiple setups on Lucid, but it's also related to Tesla and Ford, which we'll talk about, right? EV cars all the rage right now. So first thing is, if we draw a daily Fibonacci just to get our support levels, you'll see that price moves are not random. Okay, let me hide this and turn it back on. If you just look at an empty chart like this, you don't do any technical analysis tools at all. It looks completely random. Like, where did this price? Why did it stop there? Why did it stop here? Why did this price go all the way down here? You do some TA and you turn it back on. These are clear levels mathematically calculated that experienced traders know. You use certain tools and it's just going to ride between these levels I'm talking about here. Why do we find support here? Why did it stop here? Why did it stop here? Why did it stop here? Why do we fall down here and bounce? See this? It's just all support or resistance at play. Even if you don't use Fibonacci, totally fine. All you have to do is draw 2 lines, 3 lines, and you're able to get a better lockdown on Lucid in terms of mentally. Right? You could draw this trend line. There's an upside down head and shoulders pattern here. There's so many things screaming at me on the chart. Something's going to happen here. And it went 50%. So the exact target of the inverse head and shoulders was met. There is also, I was talking to my partner, there's a ascending triangle, right? If you're into triangles, and there's support right here before the trade. It's just a matter of, can we find this company and chart it and make a plan of action, and then if there's any bullish news, it's going to rally, right? So TA, technical analysis, works on like stocks, crypto, forex, even CFDs. If you're in Asia, right? CFDs. In America, we don't have CFDs anymore, but that's a beautiful play. It's like 1 or 2 days, 50% on whatever position you put in. Absolutely lovely. All right, so that were the kind of the big movers and shakers. What else we got? We got Ford on a nice earnings pop, and one of our members brought Ford to us a long time ago about the EV tax credit news. Hopefully, it has some nice gains, right? And I was saying, in a downtrend, we might have a breakout retest, and exactly what happened. $13. We went up to this resistance. Again, kind of messy on the chart. We didn't pull back on the retrace. Totally fine. We did pull back to a trend line support right here on this yellow line. Great. Now we're in a shorter term. Daily uptrend after the earnings report. So the gains here, what is that? 28%. As an investor, beautiful gains. Wonderful. This is what investors want. 20 swing traders, they're living the dream right now on Ford. It's just we're at the resistance all-time high right now. So the problem with Ford is they need to make some EV cars right away, and they need to be good in the next like 5 years. Okay, Tesla going bonkers as always, right? Tesla at all-time highs, and after their earnings report with the Hertz deal, if you're a swing trader, Tesla is like your best friend. Tesla's hot. When it moves, it moves. Okay, I did not short Tesla. I was thinking about it, but because of the news and the momentum, I did not short Tesla. So, just in case anybody's wondering. Eventually, but all the shares have been taken. So, eventually, hedge funds and institutions, they're waiting to short this thing down. They are waiting. Sharks are waiting to destroy. Because there's a strong pullback that could happen. There's potential long-term, like negative 20% to the downside. So, whenever it rolls over, expect to see some strong volatility to the downside on Tesla. So we are in the uptrend. So the hourly uptrend needs to stop up here somewhere and do that. Then shorts are going to take over. Could happen soon. All right, a couple more examples. What else we got? Okay, we got to do some Trump stocks. All right, I remember last time someone talked about DWAC. Okay, I traded DWAC, made money on DWAC this week as a day trader. I didn't swing it, but don't FOMO in on this at this point because it's up 600%, and it's a Trump-related social media SPAC play. And the problem I was telling this person to watch out for last time, he's probably not watching right now, but is once we have our Fibonacci, I was saying watch out for the loss of this support level. We were talking on this day right here, and I was saying literally one day before, 24 hours before, I said, if this thing pops, it could pop up 50%, right? And where did it pop from the breakout? 50%. So TA works. Okay, but we faded down, and then I stopped trading this thing because I said, once we lose support of $70, this thing is in a little bit of trouble here. Pulled back down all the way to $52 with a nice reversal. Day traded that reversal. Okay, and then we're fading down. So it's not really looking so strong for DWAC. Could draw a triangle here. See exactly right there at the resistance point. This is why we have to draw. It's turned to a large, long-term hourly bull flag. Now this could become the big problem. On DWAC, 30% to 80%. So probably, what is that? 30 to 50%. So if it goes down 30%, that'll bring us right down to the 786 here, 46.36. I'm going to put an alert there. I would be interested in that long if it gets down to there, just for a quick flip. So DWAC, 76 fib, entry, potential long. Double check that price down there. All right, if it ever gets down to 30, I might long it again. All right, as a trade. Fib, long entry potential. And again, see, I'm creating a basic plan of action and then figure out, okay, where's my stop loss going to be? I'm going to need a huge one, so I'm going to play this small, much smaller. The bounces are like 20%, so if I end up catching that bottom, be a nice decent play. If I stop out, try it again. Okie dokie. So that's how I play this. I kind of like low float risky stocks. That's my style for day trading. For swing trading, I like low entries. But you have to buy it out of the right spot. You can't just close your eyes and follow the hype. All right, we'll look at Ethereum. Before I go on, because we hit the hour mark, I just want to remind people, I am streaming live on Tradingview, YouTube, and Twitch, and I have a free Discord where I provide just some basic free information about the stock market and crypto and some data that might affect the market. Support and resistance. I don't know if people realize the weekly watches I give, some people on other groups, they pay for that type of watch list, right? So I'm giving you a paid level free watch list in Discord. All right, so yes, before we go to Ethereum, I just want to point out that on some of these chat rooms online forums, other Discords, When you start getting massive people getting hyped up about something, that's when it starts becoming yellow flag to me. Yellow light, meaning caution. Because the way the market works is experienced, advanced pro traders, hedge funds. I don't do any NFTs, NFTs. And how come it's all caps? I don't do any NFTs. I'm a stocks and crypto guy. You know, I have my own system and style and strategy, and I make money. I'm profitable, so it's like I don't, you know, it's in the social media links are my profile on TradingView. I can't spam it everywhere. It's not. It's part of the rules. Um, but before, I just want to give a quick aside note is that the same problem happened on Doge. Like when Doge was at 65, 68 cents on the top side of at the top there, all time highs. Um, people were screaming in Discord chats. They were spamming the memes that Doge was going to $3 or $2 or a dollar. And when people start shouting price targets on public chat rooms and like message boards, that's where I start getting cautious because unless somebody brings TA evidence, right? It's probably if I do the opposite, usually I make money, right? Or I'm getting out at a better spot. Okay, so Ethereum, and I've been saying this many times on stream, but it's because it's true. Is Ethereum is right at an all-time high resistance. Okay, so a bull wants to be cautious here. It could pop, no problem, right? Crypto can pop up, no problem. But you can see here the ascending triangle set up. So I'm watching this very closely. There's two. This Ethereum picture is like half of the crypto market. Let me turn the watch this off. It's half of the crypto market. Okay. This is the setup of total. This is my idea that I've been talking about for like a month now. Right? On total, the entire market cap, Bitcoin market cap, the same deal. Bitcoin futures, similar, right? But the total market cap. So Ethereum is like could be a leading coin for us here. Wait, what was I using? Huobi, yeah. So we're at this all-time high resistance point. So there's only two setups that usually happens with crypto, actually for everything, is you're gonna get if you're bull, it's breakout setup, retest, and all-time highs over the next 3 months or 6 months or a year, if that happens. Okay, but we have to really break out with high green volume. We don't see that yet. That's the problem. People don't notice the volume's been declining this entire year. So you want to watch out for that. Okay, that could be a signal that we might break out, but I need to see some massive volume here like this to confirm that. Breakout, retest, make sure this support level holds really strongly, and then we could keep going up. But I'm actually looking for lower entries in the upper 3,600s. I'm looking for somewhere in here because I like value. I like lower risk setups, and I don't need to like sweat about my position getting messed up or stopped out at any point. Because if I get this entry down here, I'm gonna set an alert. I'm gonna set an alert right here at the 50, 3693. This is my potential zone of Ethereum. Daily trend line. Wait. Long entry, daily trend line support potential. And you gotta use alerts like this because the thing is there's over 5,000 stocks. For cryptos, there's over 500 cryptos. On USA Exchange, there's like 63 or something like that. There's over 50. So you have to use alerts. And to get alerts, you got to use a paid TradingView account, right? Because how is somebody going to look at 50 coins every single day, every single minute? You need alerts. You need to pre-plan your trades. Long entry, what was I saying? Trend support, long potential. Make sure I copy paste that correctly. Boom, and now we got alert. Now I'm ready for that. I have the setup in my mind that if I do this, I'm gonna have a 10% stop loss to downside, medium-sized position, and try to make 20% on this particular bounce like that. When I pull back, I want to see it do this and bounce up again. If this is going to be a textbook ascending triangle pattern, okay, and then we finally get a breakout. So I'm playing two levels, either here or here. So what I should do is put a alert on the upside too, because this is it's crypto, so I don't want to miss the upside breakout. Ethereum all-time high resistance breakout, potential long entry. Okay, potential long entry. And then just mentally also prepare myself for that. If it breaks out, okay, what am I going to do? Under the candle body wick, it's another 10%. Try to catch at least 20% or more. This is crypto trading, right? If you're just trying to scalp 1% and a trader's wondering why they never make money or they're losing all the time, it's because short-term time frames are very risky. Somebody longed Ethereum right here, down here, there's no problem. Right? Somebody longed Ethereum at the bottom, they're up 100%, just absolutely wonderful. Okay, but if you're probably a swing trader or day trader, so most people are in crypto, day traders. But we're at a relative, it's up cross, but we're at the relative overbought area at a resistance zone. So this is not where I'm going to long Ethereum. Not really. On TradingView, there's a lot of education on the front page. So you have to realize I'm not TradingView support. I don't work for TradingView. I'm an independent solo trader, investor. So all the education to get started is on the front page of TradingView. There's education, there's ideas, there's crypto ideas, stock ideas, tutorials, right? I would encourage you on the front page, just like read everything, click around everything. That's what I first did. The first thing I did when I signed for TradingView, I clicked everything. Years ago, there was no stream. Streams did not exist years ago. The front page of TradingView was completely empty and different. It was totally different back then. So now it's like if you just signed up right now, you have so much education right in the front page. I have many years of technical analysis experience. I do this every single day full time. That's why I can do it very fast. So don't try to copy my speed. Try to understand the thought process, right? What are the tools that I'm using? Support resistance. That's all. And then trend lines, momentum. That's all you need. And then, position sizing, risk management. There's like 5 or 6 fundamental skills that a trader needs. But it's all dependent on your knowledge and skills. I say this on every stream. It's basically crypto and stocks. You're in the Olympics of financial markets. You're in the Super Bowl of finance. You're in the championship of finance, where people have 5, 10, 15, 20 years experience. They have $1 million algorithms. They have 100 analysts working for the company, and we're stepping into the ring to trade against those people, right? So studying TA is well worth it. I studied a lot. That's all I'll say. Okay, and if you're wondering, people ask me every time is what did I study? I studied books. I read TradingView, Google, right? We have the internet. We just find it and read it and study it. If you're a stockbroker, a lot of stockbrokers have introduction to TA articles. I read all those before, like when I first started. But TradingView now is, the teachers are in the front page. They did that on purpose. Okay, but on this stream, I try not to answer too many questions because I could talk about like a concept for like 20 minutes, or I could find 10 chart setups to try to make money. So I try to do TA. You know what I mean? Like we do TA. All right. So Ethereum on the H4 it's not at a relative low. The H1 is not really. It's just 2 days ago. This is a great spot right here, down here, right? 13%. Okay, we had the flash crash of the resistance breakdown on Bitcoin. Then every single coin did this pattern. Boom, consolidated, and up again. That's the beauty of crypto market. If you just have patience and you buy a low. Okay, if you do not have patience and then you buy a high, like right here, and you try to day trade that because you're FOMOing in after the move, right? That's the opposite strategy we need as bulls. Bulls, you got to buy low. Buy low, sell high is the name of the game in the industry. And then it's a matter of emotional control, honestly. Once you're in the trade, don't look at the P&L. You know what I mean? Trade the chart. That's what a pro taught me. Trade the chart. Don't look at the P&L. Like, don't open your balance account and check it every 5 minutes. That's not going to help you, right? It's going to make everything worse. If somebody's along here, let me try to use the example. Ethereum's a good example, right? There's a relative low down here. Okay, if I'm gonna try to long this thing at $4,000 because I want to see the break of 4,000. Okay, 4,000. I put my stop loss 3% down. Not that big of a stop loss for a swing trader. Then where's my target? The resistance zone on the left side to the top side. Okay. I'm getting good risk to reward. Yeah, I'm getting 2-to-1 reward to risk, right? So I put on the trade, put my stop loss, put an alert here or a sell order depending on your exchange, and then I just let go emotionally of the trade. No fear, no FOMO. That's the type of trader. That's how you got to get to as a trader if you want to be consistently profitable. You understand your chart setups, you have the knowledge and skills, the tools and the ability, and you're ready to go. And it's just a matter of finding setups in your time zone and being brave. Everyone's scared when the chart looks like that right here. When it's just red, it's like, oh gosh, is it going to go down? It's going to go down or up. And once you see some reversal signals, then you got to get your bravery, courage, discipline, and you just go. This is crypto. Crypto, sometimes I think crypto market trading as like a test of emotional. It's a test of emotions, not a test of, sometimes it's not a test of knowledge. Sometimes crypto is a test of emotional control, discipline, diamond hands type of mentality. If you ever played cards before, which I don't encourage, I do not encourage people to play cards or gamble. But if you've played Texas Hold'em, the card game, right, for like a penny or a dollar or for some candy or something, right? If you play for fun, you know when you have a good hand, right? Let's say you got pocket aces in your hand. That should mentally make you feel stronger, okay, in your mind. You have a good setup. You have pocket kings, pocket queens, right? When you have top 3 A-tier setup cards in your hand, it should make you feel pretty good. Then as the new cards come out and as people bet and make their decisions, that's all new information that you need to take into account, right? When you get new candles, it's new information to take into account. The indicators change, the price changes, the volume changes, the news changes. That's all information coming to your brain, to your mind. Then, but is your hand good still, yes or no? That's the question. All your pocket aces, your pocket kings are still good. If an ace comes out on the board, you got trips, right? Now you have a stronger hand than the other person probably. But if all of a sudden 227 comes out on the board, it's like, right? Or so something else, if like a straight comes out on the board, it's like, uh-oh, that could be a problem for me, right? So that's kind of the mentality that I have, and the odds percentage change. Once new information, another card comes out, everything changes. So bringing it back here is on this side, it's okay. The odds are higher that we're going down. We're going down. Okay, that's obvious. Where are we going down to? Support levels. Right there. Right? All you have to do is open up the Arrowtron, draw one line. Okay? And you know support. Because we touch support here, here, and here, and we can extend that line out in a horizontal fashion, sideways, like that. Yeah, I'll make it like bright pink so people can see. Bright pink. You draw that. If you understand support and resistance, right? There might have been a pivot down there. No, there's an EMA. Yeah, so understand support and resistance, right? Then new information is coming out. It's a new day. Okay, it's a new session, 5, 6, 7 p.m. That's the Asian session. There's a literal upside down head and shoulders reversal signal, right? So now the odds are in favor of the bulls. There's new information, new cards, so to speak. There's new knowledge, information on the charts, price. Then what am I going to do? I measure this thing. 3% minimum to the upside. Okay, that's why we got this first sell-off right here, because bots are programmed to do that sell-off in this range, the first target. And the second target is 6%. Boom, right here. This is where you get a lot of selling here. 6, right? If we wait 3 times the target, 9%, this is why you're getting selling again. So once you understand what happens, the setups and what's happening in the market, is there's less fear. The problem is the initial entry is always scary because it's red. Nobody likes red. You have to train yourself as a trader. You gotta love red. Or just change to a line chart so you don't even see colors. All right, you could change the color, but it's up to you. But now the fact that we're up at this resistance zone with potential momentum loss on Ethereum up here. This is double top on the 4-hour RSI, momentum loss on the MACD histogram. There's already momentum loss in MACD histogram on the daily. There's many signs here that we might pull back longer term on Ethereum. We're at the resistance zone. Okay, so I'm not looking along right here. No way. For me, loss of momentum on weekly. There's just so many problems right now. Although this weekly could be thought of as a potential breakout, so that's why I'm not completely dismissing it. It's just short term looks like we're going to pull back. But we could keep going up maybe 4% from now. 4 or 5%. Okay, so that was a really long explanation, but that was like a super abbreviated educational example. If you don't understand anything I said, then try to study the front page of TradingView more. Maybe buy some books or something, and because people don't realize that 90% of traders, day traders over time, they lose 90% of their money within 3 months. A lot of traders quit within 3 years. If you realize, I'm going to stop using Ethereum as an example. Use Bitcoin. If you realize, if I, as a trader, keep trying to buy something and I'm wrong every single time, if I try to keep doing this as a trader, let's say I'm trying to swing trade. No, let's say I'm trying to day trade. I'm trying to do this. Right? But I'm buying at wrong spot every single time. I'm losing 3% every single time. Then after 33 trades, right, you basically lost all your money. 33 day trades is not that many day trades in like a week or a month for a pro, right? Like a pro level day trader, right? Actually, 33 day trades is probably like about a month or a couple of weeks, right? But if you do it wrong, you just lost all your money in a month. Right? So that's why personally I don't day trade. I look for big setups. I went long here on Bitcoin right here because I knew this triangle breakout setup. Let me draw that cleaner. Triangle breakout setup, and then we had El Salvador bullish news. Boom, I'm in that trade automatically. And I knew 10% stop loss. I did not need that. And then we went way higher than my 20% target. But the first 20% target, that's where you get sell-off because everyone's done. The first swing traders are done there. Hodlers, maybe we can hold a little more, 40% target, and then you get more selling. So crypto's not random. TA is not random. All right, let's get more requests up in here, up in the chat, okay? Because the problem is when I start doing educational, right? I'm not really here for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you can find education on other streams or on the front page of TradingView, but the setup is what I'm here for. Because as a trader, you need to hunt for the setup, the chart setup of where you're going to buy, right? Because if you buy at the right spot with your money, you're going to make money. You buy at the wrong spot, you're going to lose money. So for people watching, feel free to type in a request for crypto or stock or Forex. I think I missed one here. Let me go back. Oh, someone at ENJ. Let's do ENJ. I'm running out of ideas here. ENJ on Binance Engine. All right, so ENJ, we had this set up for a long time, the ENJ in the tightening range and with a little bit of the breakout. All right, so this is good on ENJ. I know looking at this coin, it's a weekly bull flag, okay, and a potential uptrend weekly bull flag. Very nice. But the weekly is going to reset in a couple days now, meaning we get a new candle body close. So in a longer term setup, ENJ was in a mixed spot for a while because he was in the middle here. All right. But the question you should be asking yourself is two scenarios. And again, we had this upside down head and shoulder. It's like every single coin almost. You just pick any one of them and made money. But 40% to upside. Did we hit 40%? Yes, we did. So the first target is done. If it goes double the target, this is how you need to study patterns. You can go double the target to 88%. So the second bullish target's up here, 328. But if we pull back, often this likes to get retested. So I'm going to put an alert here at 185. It's going to be my potential first entry on ENJ. Neckline back test, daily entry, long potential. Get that on the charts. All right, that's my first spot on ENJ. If it fails, I'm looking down. You can see the support levels if you have experience. There's one here, here, and here. So where's here? It's $1.80, $1.50, $1.20. And if you look left, that matches everything on the left side. Let me put it in gray. This is getting a little ugly. Like that. All right, so I'm looking at those levels. We broke bull, but if the whole market pulls back, I'd be a little bit suspicious on ENJ. We're in the hourly uptrend. So here's a good example on ENJ. You could see how the crypto market is so correlated because Atom looks almost the same as the ENJ setup. What am I saying? There's a consolidation here, period, right here for 5 days, right? So, all somebody had to do is draw the support and resistance, understand that, okay, we're the larger triangle pattern. And I could have went long here on the crash in the morning, right? And there was another buy entry. This is really hard to do at 2 a.m. flash crash and then rally up. But there's a nice reversal signal down there on the MACD too. So, but the problem is if you just look at it like this, H1 is your immediate support is like 234 right here. But when things get really obvious and overextended like that, be a little bit careful of ENJ. ENJ losing a little bit of momentum, so I'm looking for downside on ENJ long term in the next week. Yeah. Even though weekly is good, but weekly could take weeks and months to play out. So it just looks like in the short term, in the medium term, we might come down. In the short term, we might try to bounce up a little bit more, but because I'm a swing trader, I'm waiting for value. Okay, I'm waiting for deeper value than just. I'm not trying to make 1%. So, or 4%. I need more. I want, like, my strategies. It's not about me wanting or needing more. It's more about my strategies and my style. My system dictates that I need to wait for value. If I keep buying every resistance, that's how you lose money every single time. Unless you're buying a real setup. You gotta find the setup. It's not about what I want. It's a good point. Is the market doesn't care about what I want as a trader. Right? The market doesn't care. The market's is based on supply and demand and algorithms and market psychology. So one person's opinion, one person account is not going to flip the whole market around. Okay, so cake TA, cake. Yes, and we did analyze cake before. It is quite a bit of sideways consolidation. So right here you can see as a giant triangle. from the daily on this chart. Right there, hit the resistance point. There is a much larger triangle here, and then you can start drawing the intraday triangle, that's the smaller descending triangle. So now that we have that going on, we have our resistance and support. Resistance and support. Okay, so now we have some basic TA levels. It isn't a daily downtrend. I'll watch out for cake. Right. It's under our 200 EMA, so that's bad. And then we move a little bit. We just hit this oversold pop. It's already up though. So if a day trader is trying to play the bounce, it already bounced. It's high right now. So we might see a pullback on cake. It looks like it's downtrending. Okay, this is just some reversal, short-term reversal. So I'll be expecting a pullback on the intraday to probably back down to 1827. You can see that it popped up and it's flagging above the resistance right now. So I'll watch it. But you got to set alerts. So if it's going to break out, it's going to break out above 19 and then try to run to like maybe 20 over time. But because it's not oversold right now, I'm expecting a pullback down to the support line, like 1816. Let's see how much this thing moves. 4%. It was about plus or minus 4% on the intraday. Okay, so if it's going to come down 4%, then I'm looking at $18 range. And cake, potential long entry pullback on the 15-minute. All right, so now that we have that, then I'll try to get some basic position management. So I know if this thing goes 4%, okay. If I'm a swing trade, I'll do it much larger than that, and then try to target longer term 8% or like a 3 to 6% ratio. And this is trading. You get ahead of other people. People knew too, if they're very longer term traders, is how did it stop here is because there's support here at this blue line, right? So if you were analyzing cake for like a month, then a swing trader would have known that this is the support zone right here. Okay, so I don't trade cake because I'm in the USA here. So, but if you're charting something, is the support levels are extremely critical. That's all I'll say. As a long, it's extremely critical. So you want to watch out for that. Again, it looks like we're gonna get some short-term pullback and then maybe an attempted rally. But this thing needs to really trend change. If it doesn't, then we're in trouble on cake. All right. I'll just go down the line, I guess, on crypto. Let's do Mana. Mana's pumping like insane right now. Mana, I saw this. So here's an example of day trading momentum and the fact why I tell people to have no FOMO, okay? Because this is the sequence that happens with people is they see the watch list or they pull up their broker crypto exchange website. Like let's say I'm on Binance.com, right? And I'm looking for the biggest movers, or I open up my phone like a Tradingview or whatever you use on your phone, CoinMarketCap or something, Tradingview, and then you see it, and then you're like, oh my gosh, this thing's up 58%. The worst thing to do is just buy with your eyes closed. You're just gonna go, oh, I'm gonna put in $1,000 and no stop loss and not even look at the chart. I'm just gonna look at this watch list right here. Maybe I'll make money. That's like the absolute worst thing you can do. That is the definition of FOMO trading. FOMO. For me as a long, I'm not really interested in Mana right now as a swing trader because it's at the resistance point right now. If I was a scalper, I could probably play Mana, right? But charting this thing is the problem too. Is if you're intraday and you only look at it like this, like a swing trader, that's not helping. You got to zoom out and understand why did this happen and where is it going, right? So where is our support? Way back here, end of September 30th was the double bottom support. This is a great spot of entry value. Let me turn the log chart off. right here, riding this. Okay. Another upside down head and shoulders. Again, there's so many upside down head and shoulders. It's just a matter of which one's going to get the most momentum and pop. Okay. So if we measure this, 26%. Okay. We went double the target. Right? We should have went 64%, and we hit that target, and we're up a little bit. And where's all our targets? Our left side resistance. The first target was here at this resistance. Second target, let me draw a real line. First target, second target, somewhere third target, and fourth target. We're trying to hit that. Okay. So as a longer term swing trader, right, understanding the setups, and probably if I set an alert at 85, I would have went long on this trade. Because once I see it have momentum with upside down head and shoulders, I'm in the trade. I would buy that. Last chance on this pullback when it was oversold on a shorter term time frame, like a 15-minute right here, is a better spot of value. Okay, on the flash crash just 2 days ago. And this is a triangle setup. Right, triangle setup, measured move. 8%. 8% took us to the top. We had a nice up and down rally, and both day traders on every session are saying, nope, we are going higher on mana, and everyone's going to jump on it because they want to make money in the markets. This is how the crypto market works. But how do you prepare for something like this is doing the longer term TA, which is why I show it to people all the time, is this was foreseeable for 30 days straight if somebody understands charts. Not that we have a huge FOMO pump rally breakout. I'm not looking at long mana. Long mana on a deep pullback for value somewhere here in the $1.10 to $1 range. So I'm going to put an alert there. I'm going to say mana 50% fib long entry potential. I'm interested in mana at $1.10. As a swing trader, if somebody's a day trader, then we just wait for the next low and then try there. But on the day trade, it's not low, it's high right now. So the last potential entry was just 8 hours ago. Okay. And how do we know this? Well, it's right at a support level. And then we have a trend change. And using other indicators, we get an EMA up cross like that. And it's still bouncing off EMAs. So there's like 4 indicators telling me this thing is probably going to go up. Alrighty, so that's why I show people longer term setup, because part of the reason I don't day trade anymore is like I want freedom in my life. I don't want to be on the computer 8 to 12 hours a day trying to chase crypto. I want to do other things, right? That's the dream. If you're the end game goal, right? So I don't actually monitor the market like every 5 minutes. I don't do that. I put my big analysis on, I put my alerts, and then I either put an order, buy order there, I set my alerts, and then I leave. You know what I mean? Because the market, if you're inside of the market all day long on a 1 minute, 5 minute chart, you're at the mercy of the algorithms, the mercy of the bots, the trading bots. But if you zoom out, now you're getting ahead of the bots, and all you have to do is put a, if you trusted in mana, maybe put some risk on when it breaks above 88 cents, and then we would have been up 77% in 2 days, like absolutely ridiculous, right? That's crypto for you. That's why everybody likes crypto. And crypto rallies. But this is an example of, we don't want to FOMO. You don't want to be the guy buying at this top wick and now you're down right here or right here. Let's say at this one at 5:30 in the morning, 8:30 in the morning, is if you buy this one and get stopped out, or you have no stop loss and no risk management, this whoever bought that and held all the way down just lost negative 10 to 50% of their whole account. Can't make too many of those mistakes before you're bankrupt in the account, right? So that's why I have to know the charts. Support level here. If I was intraday day trading, I would have probably put an alert somewhere at the support level, somewhere in this zone, in the circle, somewhere here. So it would have told me. Okay, let's look at some other ones here because there's so many upside down head and shoulders. I'm gonna go like 20 more minutes and then I'm off for today. I'm gonna try to go about 2 hours. So if you have a specific ticker request, please type it in now before we end. Um, we'll do this. We'll just look visually first. This is how I like to scan the market. Okay, I like to turn everything off and just look visually with my eyes. So you get a good sense of like what's kind of moving or not. Okay, we'll look at ADA eventually. All right, so we got BTC. This is what BTC looks like on a daily. Okay, or maybe we could switch it to a 1 hour or something if people, so we have a good balance. Let's look at our 1 hour. Maybe look at 4 hour. Look at 4 hour. This is how I do it. Scanning the market. Kind of understanding, okay, kind of at this relative lower high of Bitcoin. All right, what's Ethereum doing? Ethereum up, trying to break to all-time highs. Okay, Binance Coin, reversal from the upside down head and shoulders. But see, Binance Coin there's a trend line here that was here for a really long time. Okay, I also called the upside down head and shoulders on Binance too, saying it was going to pull back. So right here, let me show this. Right here, I drew the box right here. If somebody's going to long the pullback here, you're still fine. They didn't get stopped out, right? And then they're up on this trade 13%. The target is on the head and shoulders is 20%. So that's why this blue line up here, 582. But the trend line was here on the bottom side. So if somebody's really, really paying attention on their TAs, they would have longed right there just for the sake of support. And now see we're at the top side resistance once you connect these lines. So I am not longing BNB right here. This is not a good spot for me as a long. This is a good spot to like maybe short. Okay, ADA. We had the loss down here and the bounce. I drew this blue line. So if somebody set an alert there or a buy order there right at the 618 where I drew this line, we measure the move, you would have caught the bounce overnight and be up 6% on ADA. How did I get this target? I drew the triangle and I measured it, technical analysis style, and it went exactly down -13, -14%. We were able to pinpoint that spot exactly on the charts. Just want to point that out to people. All right, so we zoom out. All right, zoom out. All right, ADA. I'm going to use a much longer term extended trend line. Here to here. So the fact that we are consolidating to the right of that extended trend line, that's not good to me. That's not good to me. You see this upward ascending, rising wedge pattern, consolidation to the right side, multiple resistances and support, resistance, support. Also, if you just drew it like this, you would have known that the support zone is right at $1.86. This is how people do TA. You prepare. Then I drew the triangle. This kind of reminds me of cake. Right? The triangle down. You can measure it so many ways. If you don't measure, you have the support line right here, the gray. Okay, but it's in a daily downtrend. It's just a matter of, is this the low? Or are we going to bounce one more time and go up or down? Remains to be seen. But on our intraday, we already hit the low of the past 2 days, low price, and bounce up. Now it's consolidating again. So it's another bear flag triangle. So then the measure move here, 4% from the breakout, 4% up would take us to $2. 4% down would take us down to $1.92. Okay, sorry, one sec. Got neighbors with the phone call. Water break. Okay. So these are two targets. Right here. Right here. Okay. So lower low. If this is going to be our trend change, if it's bull scenario, it should do here, come down to support and bounce up to the resistance zone. So But if it's turning to a downtrend, it retest this bottom support, and if we fail, then we're in big trouble on Cardano. Not big trouble, but day traders are in big trouble. That's how I play Cardano. I'm going to zoom out to get our big Fibonacci's. I'm going to Fibonacci from pandemic low to pandemic high here. And this is how we know this might be our lower low. See, this is not such a clear setup to me on a longer term time frame because it's just so breakdown, consolidate, breakdown, consolidate. So until Cardano shows me some big buy signal, I'm not really touching Cardano myself, right? Because there on Doge and what is it, Mana? There is this upside down head and shoulders, right? There's a clear signal on Mana. I don't see anything right now except the fact that it broke down of a triangle. So just be a little careful on that. If you're gonna try to buy a crypto, just try to buy the lowest price possible. This is not the lowest price possible right now for a long. Just saying. Sol, wow, so many drawings. Let's do Sol. We haven't done Solana in a while. I had a nice pop. But the longer term setup on Sol is this right now, and we're at the all-time high resistance point again after a larger pullback. Okay, so we have this wedge pattern shaping up, and we only retraced, I think, to like the 236 or 32. No, sorry. We pulled back down to 50% and rallied back up. So here's a good example of a kind of trend change reversal that happens a lot in crypto, where you get a large pullback down, but there's so much momentum hype still on the crypto, on the stock, right? That you could have drawn this trend line on the bottom side was here for a month. This thing I'm shaking right here, this thing was here for a month. So then therefore, if you left the drawing there, and if I want to trade this is where I would buy, and I would sell here if I was doing a quick swing trade. That was only 2 days to make what? 35% on the position. That's phenomenal. That's 3 years of average stock gains, ETF stock gains. Okay, but where are we right now? Potential 4 hours head and shoulders setting up, which is bearish for Solana. If this happens, then it would be 14%. Let me get an accurate number. Like 15% to the downside. So it might pierce the lower trend line to 156. So instead of putting a horizontal line this time, I'm putting an alert at 156.5. And Solana, UST, head and shoulders, target support, long entry. Okay, wait, every time, alert. Okay, now we have some alerts here. So on the stream, we made, I don't know how many alerts, 10 alerts now. So if any of those trigger and point and tell me, I might actually really buy those, right? So that's why somebody has to kind of have like the paid version of Tradingview, because for crypto, people can miss a lot. If you're missing a lot of setups, it's because you have to chart ahead and put alerts and pre-plan that trade. You need the Tradingview to tell you alert wise when something's happening. Because if something happens overnight, you're sleeping, you're probably not going to trade that. But if you're awake, you need the alert to go long. So if it happens to pierce down there, actually it might go only 10% to the downside, because I see some resistance support here at 167. So here's my other first entry. So I put support number 1, long entry potential on Solana. Okay, just make it easy on myself and my mind. So now I have 2 spots, long entry spots, that I might go long. And although the stop loss is much larger, right? It's not at an oversold level, so I know this is not the bottom of Solana for now as a crypto trader. And all that I need to do is be patient. I just need to set my alerts, set my profit target like that, understand my position sizing, and no FOMO, right? No FOMO. I just know that if Solana's going to come down here, I might buy it down here and play that bounce. So I might be on the position. I might be able to make 10% easy. Then it's all about emotional control and discipline. That if it goes up, I have to sell it and not just be a bag holder and buy here and hold it and then sell it here on panic. Is like I should have sold it up here, right? So Doge, we already did Doge. The only thing is just watch for the continuation of this potential upside down head and shoulders breakout. Again, it seems like we're going to pull back or at least flag on an intraday, okay, before attempting to go higher. But the trend is not so clear. It's 4 hour, 1 hour to the downside. So, did I put alert on Doge? No, I didn't. So let me put an alert on Doge that I might want to long. If we just Fibonacci this baby, I might want to long right here because that's a 2650 because that's right at a previous support level. So I might want to long there. I'm gonna put alert there if it ever goes. So it's our Doge short term 618 fib support first entry. All right, and this is how you get ahead of the market. Okay, I am not FOMOing to the trade anywhere right now. The only thing that'll make me change my mind is if this thing flips around into an upside down head and shoulders and we get continuation, like I'm saying, I'm going to buy up here at 30. So then I'll put my alert up here. Doge USDT. Reverse head and shoulders. Breakout intraday. Potential long entry. Okay, so now I'm telling myself, now I'm protected two ways on the downside alert wise. Okay, but if it pulls back down to 27, right, anywhere in here, I might be able to try to day trade this. But I try to go for really, really good levels of value. So I'm looking down here at 27 on Doge. All right. So to wrap things up, let me just do one more alert on SHIB. Because most likely everyone on Twitter and Reddit, they're still really, really excited about SHIB. Shiba Inu. So what I'm thinking about long term is, because I've traded Doge and I've invested in Doge in the past, is I'm looking for another potential consolidation pattern. But I would not be surprised if we crash down hard and fast, because once the top is set on Shiba Inu short term, is kind of want to watch out for deeper pullbacks. Only thing keeping me alive on this Shiba coin is that we're still in an uptrend. Okay, this is a little bit messy, this price action, but again, triangle, get your support and resistance. Our resistance now here, support, resistance. Now that we have our basic understanding and we're still uptrending, and there's this trend line, there's this trend line. Okay, so now we just did a longer term triangle, the bigger triangle that we just came out from, just in case it goes down. Now we have a target right here. Which indicator? This one, the colors, that's Fibonacci. But if you're starting out, I would not recommend that. If you're starting out, well, let me finish this and I'll explain like beginner where to start off as a beginner. I just use that because I need to future-proof my my chart for the stream. That's why I use that, because I need long-term targets so that the stream doesn't expire in 8 hours. The targets. So the trend line down here, okay, that's our support level. So if we're going to hold this support level, we just need to hold above 7313, not crash below that. Although the RSI is in the middle here, our momentum is quiet. And again, it's weekend. people either made a lot of money this week or lost a lot of money this week, and we're done for the weekend. Like, I'm done for this weekend. I don't need to do anything this weekend. Profitable this week. No problem there, right? I'm going to keep charting tomorrow off stream. I'm going to get ready for Monday next week, Saturday and Sunday. But I'll watch out for this. A little bit of a head and shoulders triple top right here at 7527, just above where we are right now. I'll watch out for that on the hourly. It's getting a little suspicious here. If this turns to a head and shoulders, that's 3 to 6% to downside. Excuse me. This could be this is actually another hourly flag. It's because when you get a hot crypto like this, it's going to consolidate a lot. So if I just measure the flags, 4%. If we break down, if 4% is right where I said 7140. So I might day trade long here at 7140. If someone's trying to do a day trade support long entry. Okay. Right there. If it breaks down, I can see another support at 6744. This is where I'm going to do another alert. Support entry long number 2. Okay. And I'm just going to put one more down here just because SHIB is so volatile at the 236. Because I know it's a previous level of support. So if it ends up crashing back down there again, it might bounce there before trying to head down to 382. Because if it fails, it needs to do a big fail down to 5,000. But along the way here, it might like do this. So as a day trader, you're trying to scalp those. And by scalp for SHIB, I mean you're going to get like 5 to 10% bounces, which is why people like to do that. So here's my third potential day trading entry for quick flips. Support level number 3. Long entry potential. Alrighty, so now that we have that all set up on SHIB, the only thing that happens is if we bounce off of here, then we're going to go straight up 5% to 7838. So there's a chance that could happen. But for me, because I'm a long, right, I'm not trying to just squeeze out the last 5%. You need the bigger moves. If you cut this double bottom support right here on, this is 845, 1145 in America, people are still awake here. If you're paying attention on this 27th, 28th of October, I mean, if you're an active trader, this is a huge setup right here. 20%, that's the kind of thing swing traders want to see. Or here, I remember this, I was trading this, right, 25% overnight. I stayed up all night for this one. On this particular day, 27 to 28, I traded crypto and stocks and stayed up all night and all day and was profitable on both sessions. You know what I mean? It's sometimes if you're a crypto trader, if you're a serious crypto active trader, sleep. Sometimes you put that on the back burner when the market is going absolutely bonkers, insane, volatile. Because that's the time a trader is going to, because this is not going to happen in the future. Once SHIB, if it either breaks down and quiets down, it's not going to be as volatile as it is right now. So, I think just in case, though, I'll put a resistance alert up here at 7566, just in case. I might take that trade still. 7566. Resistance break out on the 15-minute. Potential long if uptrend. Okay, so I'm now fully alert protected on SHIB. Okay, so this is why I recommend for people, if you're like serious about trading, you probably need a pro and premium account, right? But if you're just starting out, this is what I would do. Okay, I'm gonna end here. I'm going a little overtime here, but because it's a legitimate question. And I'm presuming a lot of people are crypto traders more so than stock traders. So let's go to Bitcoin. Bitcoin USD on Bitstamp. Let me do Hiobi because I think it's an empty chart. Okay. So if you're a beginner, okay, and you're just learning technical analysis for the first time, if you're on TradingView for the first time, welcome. And I encourage you to not jump into tools and indicators too fast. Learn what they are. I would actually say to learn the tools first on the left side panel. Just try all of them once. Okay? Because if somebody's asking me what is this, is because the question I have is, did you try all of these yet? Right? These are all free. I use free TradingView too. When I show like my friends what to do and stuff like that, or like I'm showing somebody an example, I'll pull up a free TradingView and just use the tools and prove to them they could do it too, right? So what I'm saying, what's the cross? Well, actually, this is the first part is really easy. It's just the cursor. So I just leave it on cross. But then what's this? What's trend line? What is a trend line, right? Then you start thinking about like, how do I use this thing? What's arrow, right? I remember when I first started, I tried every single one and I found the ones I liked and I just didn't use the ones I didn't like, right? There's an arrow. It's like, okay, it's a line with the arrow. I don't know. That doesn't really help me that much. So there's ray. Okay, that's kind of cool. It kind of just sticks out on the right side. All right. Info line is okay. I'm not going to go through all these, but this actually can be kind of useful. The degrees is not so useful, but how many bars was it can be kind of useful, the percentage. Right, so I encourage you to try all of them. You could probably do it in like 30 minutes, right? Just open a Bitcoin chart on a daily and try it all. And I found the ones that really just popped out instantly make sense to me without even learning. Well, you should learn about it, but something should pop out to you and just like, boom, in 2 seconds, I completely understand that tool. So extended trend lines, what is that? Ooh, this one's an infinity trend line. I like this, right? Because now, if you just see the problem with the trend line is if you just draw it to here, there's no future target. So I love using extended trend lines because boom, right here, like that. So where's my target on the downside? Exactly X marks the spot. Here, 52,000 Bitcoin. Let me put an alert there. 52,000 Bitcoin. I'm exactly looking to long at that exact spot. Daily trend line support long entry. Okay, so I encourage you, spend time on your free time. If you're on free TradingView, I use free TradingView all the time still. Even though I have a premium, like if I'm on a different computer, I'll just pop it up before logging in and do a quick chart and understand it, right? So again, there's all these tools, right? And I find the ones that I like, horizontal. So basically, the tools you're going to use all the time, like every single time, are trend lines. You use trend lines all the time, or you use horizontal lines all the time. This is what I do. Okay, so, boom, support, resistance, and then trend line. So now I know exactly trend line. I know exactly where I want to long. Again, this is how you prepare. This is how you have no FOMO. This is how I get ahead of people, like 1 month ahead of traders. The market, not traders, but the market, right? If we're going to pull back, I want to long right at that exact spot. You do not get unlimited alerts on free. That's the thing. You get one alert, I believe. So if you have your one alert, you can still use it, right? You have to put it at the exact correct spot though, for your setup. If you're long, you kind of have to do it like what I just did, is put your one alert on the best possible chance of making money in the market, which would be at like 52,000. Don't quote me on that, right? Because we could pull back all the way down to 45. I'll put another alert at 45, right? 45. 200 EMA daily support entry. I'm on, what day is it today? 10/29, right? Might long there if we do that again. So that's how you have some some kind of system set up for yourself. You get one alert on free Tradingview, I believe. So that's why I'm encouraging. Like, if you're serious about technical analysis, you're probably gonna have to subscribe to the Tradingview, at least the Pro, right? You don't have to jump to premium right away unless you don't want to. But I'm on premium because I'm a full time crypto and stock trader. I'm here every single day, not on Tradingview, but I chart and trade every week. So you got to learn what these tools are. Even if you don't know what it is, I've tried every single tool so many times, right? The ruler tool, and you can leave the box there. That's fun, right? What else? There's zoom tool. I don't really use that one that much. Arrows are nice, little symbols, right? But this can give you a bias. That's why you don't see me use too many arrows on the stream, because somebody might see the arrow and just think like, oh, we're going down 100%. No, not really. So I don't really use symbols so much, or emojis. I don't really do memes. I don't draw memes or anything like that. I mean, this is probably the most important: long position, short position, Elliott wave, head and shoulders. Like, one of our members in the Discord correctly drew this, right? This is how you use the head and shoulders tool. Click your left shoulder. I might have to do it on 4-hour. Click your left shoulder. I don't use this that much, but then the head, and you create the neckline, and then you get the right shoulder set up. It's kind of tricky, but there you go. Right, that's why I don't use it all the time. It's just, I like to just do this, just draw, because then it just makes sense to me. But if I was to make an idea or something, I would actually put the shoulder and draw it correctly, make sure. Okay, and the neckline's there, and that's how we knew Bitcoin's going down 4 to 10%. And where did we go down? We went down 4%. Exactly. We hit our 5% target on like the second day, but our first initial target was 4% on the Bitstamp QOB chart. Okay, so again, if somebody's new here or on TradingView, welcome. I encourage you to become curious. Is test all the tools, because people can say they're going to test all the tools, but every stream people are always asking me like questions. You know what I mean? So test all the tools, and then when you test all the tools and understand the basics of the tools, then I would say jump into your into your built-in indicators. Right, that's probably the second thing I would do. And I've tested all of these many, many times. The built-ins. So I know every single one of these, what these do. I tested them and I learned about them. That's the kind of person I am, because I want to find out what works. There's some new ones here. Here, let me see. I actually didn't see the, hey, this is kind of cool. Let's do some new ones. Median. Let's see what this is all about. Ooh. This is live right now. I never tried this tool. Okay, so this is like a Bollinger Band type of thing. Let me see what parameters there are. It's using the high-low price, using ATR indicator. Okay, so that's what this thing is doing. Okay, so it's kind of like a modified, it's kind of like a Keltner channel Bollinger Band type of indicator with the ATR multiplier too, right? So if you don't understand this indicator, that's okay. This is not like one of the most fundamental basic ones, but there's basically, this is like a Keltner channel. So, okay. What's the next one? If I bring up a Keltner channel, you'll see it's kind of similar, using the multiplier and the ATR. The median is slightly different. I'm going to need to look at that one a little more. Oh, here's another one. Finally, they put a moving average ribbon. Okay, MA ribbon. This used to be in the public. It's just a 4 EMA. Oh, this is kind of cool. This is like something I already use, but I like how they now they TradingView put into like one indicator. This is actually what I use. These almost the same thing. But I use EMAs instead of SMAs. Oh, this is cool. It's multi-time frame too, right? And the gaps. Wow. So they really did a good job in this new indicator, right? So this is kind of the person you kind of got to be is like if even if you're on free is just spend some time in here. We'll look at one more. There's three new ones. Super trend. I've seen this one before on public library because I test and look at a lot of indicators in my free time once a month. Okay, so this is a super trend. It's based on different parameters. ATR and there's some code here. Like you can look at the code. Let me see here. I'm not a huge Pine editor code guy, but I know the basics. Right, that's getting way too advanced. So, super trend might not be for everybody. But what I'm saying is, as a beginner, you just kind of want to test the tools, learn the tools, test the basic indicators, the free ones, learn them, put it on Bitcoin, put it on S&P 500. That's what I did. I tested every single one and learned about them and figured out what works and what doesn't work. There's back testing, strategy tester. You could paper trade, right? If you're just starting out or if you don't have a large account, right? If you're just kind of trying to get into this trading thing, I would recommend paper trade to your mind's desire, right? Connect this thing. Let me just do this right here. So it's on now. We connected. And I don't recommend starting with the 100,000 because that's kind of a little, for most people, probably they don't have that much in the beginning. So the settings, it's been a while. The settings changed here. How do I change my account balance? Let me see. Yeah, here we go. So let's say 10,000. Okay, most people start with 1,000 or 10,000. All right, so this paper trading is so wonderful. You have to get the commissions in here. So on Binance, it's something like 0.05%. And the trading settings. For now, for when you're practicing, you probably want to just show like everything. Okay, profit and loss and money, because when you're just starting out and then you put it down here. So this is exactly how I do this thing for practice. You have to use a BTC USD. I encourage you, paper trade, please, right? Because you could practice swing trade. This is how you practice. If you're like serious, you could practice on all the USD pairings on paper trading. This is how I do it. For example, I use a 1 minute. Okay, or maybe I'll use like a 30-second. I don't recommend anybody to do this, but I need the market to move, right? So I'm using a 1 second chart, which is like absolutely ridiculous. So don't practice on a 1 second chart, but for sake of time, actually 1 second chart is too insane. Use a 5 second chart. Okay, so pretend this is like a 1 minute or 5 minute day trading chart, right? This is how I do this. Is first zoom out, get my big support resistance levels. This is kind of fun. We're doing a real-time example. We have our resistance at 63K, our support at 60K. That's our big candle for the day. All right, then I move in. Where's our immediate support? 62K. Where's our immediate resistance? 62.5. Trend line to the downside. Trend line closing us on the upside. Okay, then I'm moving in more. Boom, immediate support and resistance trend line right on the inside there. Immediate resistance 62456, immediate support 6220, like thousands. What's the immediate trend? Looks like it's consolidating, but looks like it's one just set a lower low, in my opinion. Because if we just lose 62.177 right here, we're going down to 62 and then eventually 61.6. Here, so this is how I prepare, okay? So I'm going to have to zoom in really, really close. Let's try and take a quick trade here. Pretend I'm back in my scalper days. All right, so I know the support is down here at 62.229, all right? And using some other indicators, okay, so we are in this downtrend. We're right at the resistance zone. So where am I going to put a buy order entry? Okay, I'm going to put a buy order entry somewhere down here like this, put a stop loss of like 0.05 and try to get a 0.01. Okay, so I'm waiting for this thing. I'm waiting for this thing to come down. This is how you have no FOMO. I want to put my buy order a little bit lower. Okay, so forgot how to. Where's my where's my where's my there we go. Yeah. So I'm pretending I'm on my broker right now. So I'm gonna put a limit order where I'm already pre-planning this at the support 62210. It's going really fast, so I gotta move 62210. I could right click, but I'll just do it normal style. And then you have to kind of calculate this, okay? But if it's moving really fast, I already have my box set up right here. This is probably way too fast for an example, but I'm just gonna buy not all of a Bitcoin, but I put the order. I put the buy limit order right here, 62210. It's about to fill my order. If it fills my order, okay, my order's filled. I might get stopped out on this because I'm on a 5-second chart. It's kind of ridiculous. Okay. All right, now it's going up. It's going up. We're pumping up. That's fine. Where's my resistance? Now I'm looking to get out of this trade. So 62252 or 62265. Okay, so I gotta get my sell limit order ready at least 62252 or 62266. So I'm gonna say 66. Let's do 66 for an example. If I was scalping, okay, which I don't do that anymore, but ideally I want to get to 62276. Okay, so let's do that. I want to show you good habits here. So if I get stopped out, that's fine. I'll manually sell, no problem. Okay, but now that I'm in this trade, okay, I'm committed to the amount of loss that I have here. Okay, I didn't buy enough Bitcoin. The quantity was wrong, but it's fine. Actually, the quantity is correct. It's just it's moving so little that the profit is not that big. But okay, I went long here, and I'm trying to, as long as support holds above 62207, I'm fine. So I'm not panicking right now. If I lose, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. If I lose, I'm going to re-enter this trade. But the fact that my stop loss has not been triggered yet, I am not panicking. Keep holding. See, we got a little bit of reversal pop. I'm getting ready. I'm going to put a limit order sell up here, 0.25. So my limit sell order is already up here. So I'm ready. If it crashes, I'll cancel that order and market and limit sell and stop myself out. But I'm waiting for this. We're stuck at the resistance zone here. So we need a strong bounce on Bitcoin. So I can just let it go. No FOMO. We're on a 5-second chart, so this thing is going to bounce around like crazy. I do not recommend doing this in real life. Am I going to get stopped out? If I get stopped out, I'm going to re-enter. No, I didn't get stopped out. This life of a day trader right here. I actually did not get stopped out. Yeah, I did not get stopped out. Just like, I was like 1 cent away from getting stopped out. So that stop loss was probably too tight, right? But let's see if we get this little rally going on. Here we go. It might not get to my target, so if it doesn't get to my target, I'm still gonna I'm gonna sell somewhere at 62.43. But it might be a while before the trend change reversal happens, so I'm watching this thing very closely. This is the life of a day trader. If you're a day trader, you know this feeling. You're in the trade, you just watch. You have your entry, your take, your stop loss, your take profit all set up, and now I just wait. I watch. Here we go with the uptrend reversal. But since I'm on a seconds chart, I might not get to my take profit target. The first target pullback, that's algorithmic selling on Coinbase. Let's see if this support's going to hold right here on the downside. So this is a problem. A beginner would panic sell right now, right? But for experienced traders, you know, you wait for the setup and see you get rewarded for that patience and discipline and emotional control. So I'm still up 0.05. So I might sell soon. Might lower my target just a little bit. I kind of wish TradingView was integrated with Binance. Like I would love that so much because I like using TradingView. I would like to stay here on the trade charts, but you know, I should ask them about that. Let's see if we're going to get to our target. Our target 62,265. If we don't, that's fine. Right. So at this point, I would be putting a stop. I would actually, if I was in my broker, I would put a stop loss somewhere 62230. So just to make sure I'm not going to crash down and lose all my money. Right. But for the sake of this, I'm not going to do that. I'm just manually watching, see if we could break the resistance. See, we do have an uptrend reversal that's happening right now. It's just happening really fast. Okay, so it's happening right here. My immediate support is 62223. We might downtrend. Yeah, but on the seconds chart, the TA is probably like not really even useful. So I think a disciplined trader would have, for seconds chart, it's probably what happened is my target is too high. And it's Friday night. Yep, that's exactly what happens. Okay, I'll sum myself out. Limit sell. So pretending I stop myself out there, I'll be down $10. But since I'm using method stop loss, let me see, just pull back a little bit higher. Okay, this is a good example of what price is it? 62157. Just commit to it, commit to the loss, and you're up. The trade. It's gonna take some time to liquidate. Yep, I'm out of this trade. I went short. Oh, sorry, old habits, old habits. Let me close out this long position. That's pretty funny. That's so funny. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. So pretending, we're scalping here. We actually made profit because I flipped the position, but we're pretty low enough that I would try to make another entry down here, 62146. But again, this is not a good example because on a seconds chart, it's like TA kind of won't even help you that much. We're just talking about commission fees at this point. But let's see if I could do one with a tighter stop loss. Looks like 0.05. So I'm out of the trade. Sell now. Okay, so I'm short again. I flipped the position and I'm gonna close this trade. I'm done. TradingView is a little weird. I'm trying to close my position. I have to ask. Yeah, there we go. Okay. But okay, the reason why I didn't get the profit is because my commissions are too high to the point where the commission fees are more expensive than the scalp I just made. But for a paper trading example, those were all profitable trades. Hold on. I went long again. I'm too used to going like super aggro trading. Let's see if this is gonna work. I don't encourage people to copy my style of trading because this is like a super scalper style. But for the sake of this, I'm just gonna close it. See if it goes right above here. Do I have any open orders? No. All right. So again, commissions. So this is why, for an example, I do not scalp, because if I'm going to scalp, you need to do it on a 1 minute or 5 minute, and you need to make more money than commissions, because even though I just had a series of very successful scalps, what percentage are we talking about? We're talking about 0.02%, whereas the fees are 0.05%. Okay. That question you could probably ask TradingView. But what I'm saying is, if I put 0 commissions, just for the sake of this example, then we would have profitable trades. So this is a quick example. This is why I don't day trade anymore. Is that for me, on my exchange, Binance USA, I have 0.05% broker commissions total on a round trip trade, on a buy sell trade. Okay, so here we have slippage and we have commission fees. So even though I had a successful 1 second scalps, right, on the charts, the money position is still down $122 because I lost money on commissions. All right, this is why I do not day trade. This is why I do not day trade or scalp Bitcoin cryptos anymore. Okay, but for the sake of this example, I should have put 0 commissions so you can see, because we're doing a seconds chart. But you know, that's sort of a little bit of the process on steroids for Bitcoin. Okay. Maybe I'll do it again with a no commissions example, because it'll just always go down no matter what I do. Let me do it again. All right. But hopefully it makes sense to people. Let me actually maybe just use a 1 minute at least, so we're not like trying to get 0.02%. Right? So here we go. Even though it's bear break, right? It is getting to this 1 minute oversold level, and now I'm doing real day trade strategy. So I'm waiting for this thing to kind of go down a little bit more. And yeah, but again, I do not day trade. Why? Because I don't care about 1 or 2% scalp. I really don't. Because on SHIB and Dogecoin and Bitcoin, longer term swing trading, I've made 20, 50, 75, 100% no leverage, safe for trading, right? Because with day trading on exchanges, is you have slippage, you have commissions, and you have bots and algorithms that are going to trade faster than you, right? Faster than me. The API is way faster. I don't really like this. I'm not used to this. It's different than my broker. But if someone's trying to play a 1 minute, right? There is a setup actually already building here. So again, 1 minute, where's our support? It's on our left side. Right here. Okay. So where is that? Like 62. 62, 61,956, 61,916. All right, so we had this pump. I have to do no commissions, for example, or else we're going to have to wait around for a couple hours to see profitable trade, like an hour at least. But we could probably do something like this. And you can see here, the stop loss is equal to the amount of commission, so I can't use that example. Let's see here. If it pulls back again, I'll probably long Bitcoin somewhere in the 62,000s. It might pop up. We're at a relatively low spotted value. If it pops up and I miss this trade, no problem. Because what I'm looking for is this thing to top out somewhere on one of these EMAs, maybe up here, and pull back down. I'm making another long entry down here. This is how you get ahead in the market. Because you have market maker bots that are just going to try to just whatever you do, they're going to try to push the price down. So here, even if I miss this 1 minute trade on the scalp, I'm not chasing this because it's at the resistance ceiling zone. So I'm not chasing this as a day trader. I wait. Actually, it's better if I put my limit order here. So let me. I'll put more money into this paper trade. I want to buy. I want to limit order buy somewhere here. Maybe not 75 of the order. Maybe I'll do 25. So even if it goes up, that's fine. I'm preparing myself for the next trade right now. We'll probably hit this resistance, probably top out somewhere here, and then pull back. So I'm getting ready for the next trade. It might take like 20 minutes though. So if it doesn't set up, you get the idea. So I can take a sip of water. All right. This 1 minute bounce is going very nicely. And again, this is the kind of thing with crypto is with TA is you just kind of wait for your setup, right? I mean, do active analysis. So I knew it was going to pull back at that spot. All right, so where am I looking to go along here? Maybe earliest 62117. But if not, if it starts pumping significantly, I might try to scalp it. It might go up to 62250, right? If I miss a trade, totally fine. Totally fine. But we need some active analysis. So where's our resistance? In my mind, it's 62225 right here. Somewhere right here. So I'm expecting to stop either at 62225 or 62300. Can you see? Bitcoin. It's just everyday day trading for me. If you have questions, go ahead and ask while we're watching this. So I think what people need to be aware of is if you're going to try to long in this particular setup, you're not getting the best value, right? If I try to long right here, right at this moment in time, I'm probably going to get stopped out eventually. So that's not really the greatest spot. Too long. Although sometimes it'll pull back here and you get one more continuation leg up. But it's part of day trading. You just kind of wait. I reestablish that 1 minute pivot point down there at 62072, 55. Let's see what the price actually is going to do. We're going to start fading. So again, I'm ready with my limit order all the way down here. We might see continuation for the last leg up, but if not, I'm looking for 62093, 62127. And again, I'm doing no commissions on purpose just because an example. I don't really scalp like this because you need to make sure you cover commissions and spread slippage. Because sometimes the spread on Bitcoin is absolutely insane. Sometimes like an $80 spread, which is ridiculous. $100 spread. It's too crazy. Let me check right now on a different screen. See what it is right now. So here we start getting the pullback, okay? I'm watching in the left corner of my eye. There's always going to be a little bit of bots buying that up. Let me see here. We might, oh, I would be surprised if we get a continuation. Very nice. Look at the spread though. Ready for this. I wonder if you can see this on screen. Oh, no, you can't. Let's see here. So on Binance, the spread is very tight right now. That's nice because market's open. Let me look at Binance US. On Binance US, the spread is 45 cents, 60 cents, 50 cents. That's, you know, over time that'll get you. Spread and commissions, that can make you lose over time as a day trader. All right. So let's pretend if I had a margin account, crypto like futures margin account, if it ever gets to, let's say, like upper 62 to 80s here, I would actually start to look short. And I still have my buy limit down there. That's fine. I can leave that limit order down there. But I'm going to start preparing for if we get a downside reversal, I want to catch that and short that down if I'm shorting Bitcoin. So even in day trading, you need patience, right? Because it's not going up. Excuse me. It's not pumping plus or minus 5% in. It's a non-volatile time right now. It's a Saturday morning in Asia. It's almost 8 o'clock at night Eastern, so people are done right now. But for the sake of this example, I just want to show you some of the thought process I have because we did all some of the TA, right? So I'm still actively doing TA on this. Okay, so we have a trend line building here. We have resistance at 6206. Once I see some of this momentum fading, I might try to short this. Although we're not super high right now, so that's why I'm not thirsting for the short, so to speak. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it's fine. But even in day trading, one needs patience, right? Because it looks like we're getting the uptrend. So eventually we might hit 6269 up here, and then we bounce down. Because at a day trade, I know my two big support levels are just these two lines right here, right? Because I've already done the homework on the larger term time frames. Nice. Looks like we're going to get a little resistance break. It's fine. So I'm going to set up my short trade up here, quarter of a Bitcoin. So the problem with this kind of example is it takes even a 1 minute on non-volatile times, and Bitcoin takes time for the setup. How long from where we started? It's still been 12 minutes, right? So even if you're intraday trading, you still need patience and get ahead of time. Okay, this sell order might be a little too low because we've seen before it likes to pump up a little bit, so I might move it higher. So a nice continuation rally here. That often happens. Trend change reversal, MACD momentum. So this is why it's important to trade during peak hours. If this is a real trade, you'd be stuck sitting here for a while. See some little baby boosts up here. Honestly, it's looking like when the RSI purple just touches here, that's probably gonna be the end of the algos. So this is kind of what it feels like being a Bitcoin day trader, scalper. You just wait for your setup, analyze the market. If this turns into an upside down head and shoulders, 0.17% would bring me right to my sell target. So I'm waiting for that. I'm hunting for that. somebody's really aggressive, they could try to short just like a small amount. But see, unless I'm using leverage, it's not covering my commissions. That's why I never do this type of thing. You need at least several percent move to scalp Bitcoin. So, which means that on Bitcoin, you kind of need to leave your position on for like at least a couple hours, right? Because you need to cover the commissions and the spread if you're day trading, and then make sure you sell into profit total. So this is kind of some of the reasons why I don't day trade. Also, I don't like sitting at the computer for like 5 hours straight like this. So we might get one pullback and maybe one more push up, and then that might be the final, right? Because if I'm using Elliott wave, this is not a perfect Elliott wave, but it's the psychology is there. We might get a fifth up like that to the zone. So I'm just still patiently waiting. So yeah, just waiting for that one last leg to pop up. And I'm going to do a mental stop loss because I know I've seen in the past where Bitcoin likes to pop up above this 200 quite a bit. Anywhere from 0.08 to 0.016%. I probably should have picked maybe a different altcoin that moves crazier for this example, because Bitcoin's kind of big, so it doesn't move around that much on off-peak hours on a weekend. So if I was day trading crypto at this point, I would be maybe checking on the side of my monitors of some other setups, other charts, altcoins that I might be looking to either go long or short. But if I'm in a trade, I'm only looking at that one trade. We have a short-term EMA up cross. Hitting resistance here at the 100 EMA on the 1 minute. The magnitude of this move is 0.29%. So that's still, even if I went long down here and sold right now, that's a 0.2% profit, right? So unless somebody's leveraged, that's not enough money. That's not enough. That's like $10 profit, right? So that's not enough profit. So let's see here. We're going to try to, it's attempting to go hit that top side, but we're starting to fade. So I can try to start a short here. Let me just try to start a short here for fun. So try to short at 62258 if possible. If not, let me just make it sell. There we go. So I'm in this short at 62260. If it goes up, it's fine. I'm going to build my short position just for a scalp. This is not the best place, but I just did it for fun, for example, on the stream. So we're starting to lose a little bit of momentum here. So if I'm risking 0.05, I'm trying to make at least two of that. So 0.0 or 0.1% profit, just for a psychological example. So if it hits 62241, I'm out of this thing. So I'll probably put a buy order down there for the future. So I'm preparing for that. Where is that? 62241. 29. And I have my order there. So now I'm kind of protected. It's kind of a bizarre way of trading. I'm gonna have to wait to take profit on that particular trade because I went. I have to put this buy limit way lower. Put this buy order down here because I need to make 0.010, so somewhere down here. And if it pops up, my secondary short is going to come into is going to, here we go. Let's see if it's going to pump into my last short order on the top side. Come on, Bitcoin, you can do it. Okay, so I'm in my second short position, filled at 62311. All right, it's going to take like maybe 5, 10, 15 minutes for this Bitcoin thing to top out and then start a pullback, if it's going to start a pullback. So I don't care about my PML. I'm not looking at that right now. So that's the problem, is if you're starting out, you'd probably be freaking out about your P&L right now if you're going long or short. But to me, that doesn't matter. I'm trading the chart. So manage my stop loss levels. So if it ever comes down to 62240, this particular scalp, I'm out. And then my secondary order, 62194, I'm out. All I need to do is play my stop loss levels because I already know the risk I'm about to take. It's pre-planned. No FOMO, no emotions. But for me, if I was, because on the stream, I'm taking more extreme positions, but if I was really doing my own personal trading in this example, I would have waited for this top to short, and then I would have fired right up here. But for this example, I don't want people to wait for an hour and just stare at a chart. So once we're in the profit zone, then I'm gonna just close out the position, and then we'll move on to something else. But this is just like this is more of like a psychological exercise, okay? In the fact that in this example, if we have commissions at 0 and perfect slippage, right? Then it's just a matter of, can we use indicators to find the top? This is not the top, honestly. It might pump up a little higher. I might have to execute a third short. Because if you look at the past history, usually when the RSI has to get to at least 75 plus. So yeah, I'm definitely going to open up another short up here. Ooh, algo's loving this. All right, so I'm going to put a secondary short order. I'm going to preemptively go into it. So our average price right now, because I did 3 short orders, is right here at 62313. Okay, so all I have to do is, as soon as it comes down to here, my profit target, I'm out of this trade. And it might take like 15 minutes to do so. But okay, so I'm gonna start selling. No, I need to buy. Let me close my order. Okay, and then I'm going to close the final one now. We're out. So in that particular example, we made $66. Okay, so that's not perfect trading. I could have held it long because I know it's going to go down more, but I don't want people to just sit around for no reason, right? Is that you just have to know the charts, and like, barring commissions, okay, this is not exactly how I do it in a perfect day trade, because we need commissions and spread, but I'm showing you that it's possible. It is possible to scalp Bitcoin, but you have to kind of keep in mind like the commissions and the spread, and you need to be aware of those types of percentages in your profits like at all times. Okay. So for me, I still have my long order down here, so maybe we could try a long order. So the short is done. I'm not even thinking about that anymore. We made profit on that. That's fine. We hit our 2-to-1 profit target on the scalp. And now I'm looking for where is our support levels where I could start initiating my long position. I want it to get pretty oversold. So this down here, 62,000 is not really the low. So you can see that scalping is a very action-oriented, aggressive type of trading, and you have to make more than commissions and spread over time, and your charting has to be correct, or else you're just gonna like lose every single time, which is never good. It's not fun. But I would encourage you to practice day trading like this. Don't practice in the real world. You know what I mean? Turn the commissions on. This is what I did for a long time. Turn the commissions on to whatever the round trip of your broker is, and practice like this on your free time. You'll get good if you actually practice this way. Active trading. Where's my support and resistance? Now my resistance is 62,200. We're fading back down. Our media support is 6207255 here. Okay, so I'm looking to long entry somewhere in this zone down here, and it's because it's our support zone on the left side, so 62K, somewhere around there. It's going to bounce up and down on the way, so I need patience. My first buy limit order, though, is 62070. Okay, it's fading down. That might be too high. I'm going to stack some orders, just for example. Okay, we might even fade down all the way down to this pivot point support down here, so I need to be a little careful here. But for the sake of example here, I'm just going to stack my orders. Stack my orders here, and I'll stack another order here, and I'll stack another order here. So I have a very, very large Bitcoin order. This is 1 Bitcoin. My account balance can't even buy it all, right? But for sake of example on Tradingview, it's less about the size of the Bitcoin. It's more about where am I actually placing my orders and the order management. You know what I'm saying? So we are fading down, okay, and it's crashing down. And again, even as a day trader, I have to be patient. Let the market move. Let Bitcoin move. But understand, though, that if all these 4 orders buy, my average price would be 61,990, which might not even be the bottom. This 61,835, the deeper support down here at the pivot point down here might be our target to the downside. But it looks like it wants to make a lower high first. It looks like we're going to bounce first before we come down. So this buy limit doesn't even make sense because 0.25 Bitcoin, I don't have enough money to buy $61,000 of Bitcoin, but the paper trading is just going to let me do it for fun. So this is just how you practice. It's less about the exact perfect percentages and commissions and spread and money and stuff like that. It's more about was I correct on this particular short? I was correct on the short, right? The long, I just missed it by like 2 minutes. So I didn't want to enter there. That's fine. Just wait for it. And then I shorted down for those on international leverage exchange. But for me on USA, I can only long on my exchanges, right? So I have to wait for deep value. That's why patience is key. Patience is key. So what's going on through my mind right now? Okay, potential trend. It might bounce up to 62211. If it doesn't, it's going to come right down to 62072 support. We are starting to downtrend on these shorter term EMAs. I want to see a flush down. I want to see a bounce up and a flush down, right? We're getting this lower high up here that normally happens, right? Because trend change, it needs to go down and up and then down again. So I might touch these resistance points. So the algos are doing exactly that. They're doing what they're programmed to do. The shorts are covering their positions and they're stopping here at 6209. I wanted to pump up and then reject. I could actually initiate another short if I wanted to. If I was really aggressive, start here, right, 0.005, and do it that way. Do a rejection short, resistance rejection short. But for the sake of this, I'm not going to do it that aggressive because I want to wait for deep value. Let's see how far we're gonna come up to this. It could come up to our former resistance spot, 62257. And then once this lower high is established, it's probably gonna fade down after that. Let me do a short here for fun, just see what happens. I missed it. I need to use a much smaller Bitcoin position, but oh well, whatever. I'm gonna initiate another short here just for fun on the stream. My indicators, I would not actually short at that spot, but according to my strategy, but just for fun, you could see. This is how you learn, right? It's like, should I short here or not? The MACD momentum is saying no, I shouldn't. It's going to go up. So I have to initiate another short position somewhere up here. So I might start shorting right here, 62295. Secondary short, understanding what my risk is. So don't let the red scare you, right? The P&L, that's just all mental. I'm playing my risk to reward box right here. Let's see if we're going to touch the 200 EMA. We're going to retest this thing. Okay. Did hit our top order. We're starting to fade down. Might find support here and bounce up one more time because the MACD is telling me it wants to bounce. It really does. It's like a baby Elliott wave here if you're very sensitive to this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we might get one more pump up on the wave to my second short up here. If that doesn't happen, it's fine. Let me see the pump up. All right, so if we hit our first target down here to 0.1%, I'm gonna put a buy position order to close it out here, just on discipline. It might crash down more, but I'm just being disciplined in trading because I'm not getting greedy. I'm not getting afraid. Is wherever it pulls back down to is I need to sell it there. It's about to hit my profit target. I could push it up a little bit just to make sure I sell. Sometimes you got to move the order around a little bit. There we go. All right, so we made another, what is that, $15 on the short, for example. Okay, it didn't really hit our second target up here. That's fine. This 15 paper dollars with no commission and spread, okay? Commission and spread, you wouldn't be this profitable. That's why day trade, 1 minute day trade in Bitcoin is not profitable. Unless you get serious volatility like 2 days ago. You need like a 5, 6, 7% move on Bitcoin. So even if you day trade that, you make 3% on whatever position you're putting in, and you covered your commissions and spread, then you're in the profit. So you definitely have to be aware of that. If we lose right here, 62122, this could be another short setup. Let me do this for fun. Okay, so I just shorted from 62122, and I'm trying to see if it's going to fall down to the previous support level, which it is, but it depends on how far extended this move is going to go down. So I might take a slightly less profit on this trade, and I'm going to buy it back at 62075, about less profit. But the double bottom, the bulls are trying to save it, but we rejected down from this EMA, so I'm expecting it to go down here Come on. Because what usually happens when we have the support loss, it's going to just flush like one candle pop down. And I want that to literally fill the order. And so it'll take the profit for me. Wow, we went an hour over time. Okay, we're going to end soon. We'll just close off these positions. I know I've only been showing short is because this moment in time, the setup that was occurring for me was a short setup. So I took the short setup. I did not go long up here because there's no long setup for me up here. There was a long setup here when I recognized that we could get a higher low. And once we bounced off here, someone could have gone long here if they're aggressive and then sold it. Okay, I want to watch out here. We're getting some double bottom momentum, so I might have to stop myself out of this trade. Yep, I'm going to stop myself out of that trade. That's okay, right? Because it looks like we might get one more bounce up, and I don't want to. I'm not going to get emotional and let it go past my mental stop. I'm going to stop myself out because it was going to go up. So there's a perfect example of sometimes the setups doesn't always go according to plan, right? Because it should have pumped down one more time and bought my order, and I should have made the profit. But once momentum starts coming back, there's a reversal signal here on the charts, and this thing's about to bounce back up. Let me bring in one more indicator just to make it easy on people. Let me bring up a stochastic, right? Because sometimes the RSI is too slow, right? So if I use like a stoch or a stochastic, sometimes just to make sure I'm getting the low spot, right? This is why it bounced. So I'll bring that indicator on because it seems like this particular style of trading is favoring this particular indicator package. So I'm going to activate that. So we had our reversal and now it's pumping up, and that's why you need a stop loss. You can't let it just go up on you like that and you're like screaming at the screen, right? You have to have disciplined trading, take a small loss, that's fine, move on to next trade on a 1 minute. And keep in mind, I'm over trading on purpose right now to show you, right? But I would not really trade that much. I would have shorted here, closed it somewhere down here, and then probably entered a long down here. But for this example, I'm just kind of going crazy on the trading. So it looks like we might get a pullback and then a continued reversal to the upside. All right, so our pop was, we correctly called that. Excuse me, I need water. Keep in mind, my sell order is still up here. Okay, my other short order is still up here. So I am waiting for this thing to come up here, and then I could short down. Keep in mind with a very defined stop loss. So again, day trading, you're playing things like so tight. That's why I'm not a huge fan of day trading, but you could definitely do it. You need volatility in the market, though. 0.1% moves in the market is nothing. You need at least 1 to 2 to 3% moves on Bitcoin to actually be consistently profitable as a day trader. Commissions and spread. But what's the trend? This uptrend now it was downtrending and now it made a higher high. So I'm expecting a higher low. So I could initiate a short if I wanted to, if I was really, really aggressive to try to catch the higher low on the price. Like we went like this, it might come down to here. So you see that? So if I was aggressive, I would have shorted that and I would have taken that profit already on that. The super scalp right there, right? That was a trade. But I'm curious to see, are we going to make a lower low all the way down here at 62,000, or are we going to make upside down head and shoulders and do a bullish reversal? So that's why you need to always be on your toes. as a day trader. Things can change very quickly as a trader. But it's still in the over bought range, losing a little bit of momentum. We're hitting this resistance point like 2 times, so I might not short that. I'm waiting for my longs down here. You know what I mean? These long orders have been here for a while, and I'm hoping that we're finally going to get the flush down, so I can actually get filled on those orders on the long side. Okay, we established our next pivot point, 62103. So you see we have multiple support levels here that have newly been formed. Rejecting down, it's okay. I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for it. Example paper trade. So visually, things are getting very dense and ugly, but what I'm looking at to give you an idea with my eyes is I'm completely focused on the price right now. Like for me, I've looked at charts and indicators so much is all I'm staring at is this right now in the blue. I'm looking right at the price and keeping in mind my support levels on the downside. I'm already thinking if 62127 holds, we might, as support, it might be upside down head and shoulders. I mean, I might need to long this thing right now as a day trader. That's how fast you got to think as a day trader. If you're trying to aggressively day trade, I'm doing like super aggressive day trading right now because I know some people like to do that. But personally, I don't like doing this because I like longer term moves where I could put my orders in a stop loss and I could walk away from the computer. But if you're trying to do like a super volatile scalp, this is kind of the mindset you kind of get into. So let's see if this is going to hold or not. It did hold. Great. So we had, right? If I was aggressive, I would have put my buy order right there at the support level to try to catch that to the upside. Have a very small target. Let's just see if that would have hit the target. It looks like it would have. Yep. So that long would have hit that target perfectly, right? So that trade's done. See, bots and algos are already selling that off on that one particular move. But now I'm excited about, okay, if this is upside down head and shoulders, I mean, we might get a strong move here. So I'm going to take my short position off the table for now. I'm going to cancel that just in case this thing starts to pump up 0.22%. Excuse me. Now support kind of holding on this 1 minute. But we're stuck under this resistance level. So I'm not really going to long this thing until I see some powerful momentum up here. It could go either way at this point. That's why I need a little bit more information on the candles and the charts. Are we flushed down? We flushed down. That's good. I mean, it's good for my buy orders down here. That's okay. I'm moving with the market. Oh, we just got an alert on something. What do we get? Oh, SHIB's crashing. Hey, let's go over to SHIB. So this is a life of a day trader. I don't think I could trade. Can I trade? Oh, I can't trade SHIB. Hey, let's day trade SHIB. Paper trade. So we hit our order, my low order, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to long SHIB. I'm going long SHIB. Oh, wait. I need to set my quantity. Let me do like 10,000 SHIB. Let me do like a $1,000 position. I buy right now. So we bought this long position and we already have our stop loss set up. This is way more volatile, so this could be a good example of, I probably should have started on SHIB. All right, so now we're in this trade on SHIB. We're in 2 long positions, just one large position, and let's see how far we're going to bounce up on SHIB, right? Because if my stop loss is 1% under here, my ultimate target would be 2%, hopefully, to the top side. So this is how, if you were with me on stream for all 3 hours, we just set an alert for this. Okay, we just set an alert. It's active, and I'm on the computer, on my broker, ready to go with some basic support and resistance, okay? So I already know ahead of time my support resistance numbers. When this is in the 7,000 range, I knew I was going to buy this thing. Or resistance at 7247 above. If you zoom out, I'm trying to pivots off. It's getting crazy. We have our support zone all up in here. You see that? Okay, so I know my line in the sand already on the downside, even before I'm starting this trade. I'm not staring at just 2 candles. But because it's off hours liquidity, okay, I need to wait a little longer on SHIB. I might go long multiple times on SHIB coin. But my ultimate sell target is right here. Okay, so I want to sell my SHIB up, not buy stop. I want to sell SHIB up there. Okay. If it crashes down on me, I have to cancel that and manually stop myself out here for a 1% loss. But it looks like we're going up. So the likely scenario is if we just have a baby bounce, it'll go here and stop and crash back down. If it's real, it'll pierce, pull back, and then on the second bounce up will be the point where I get out of SHIB as day trade. I know it's only 2%, right? But if you do it correctly, okay, and we might get the pullback, but Steve, this is experienced day trader. You hold it, you're in the money right now. You do not panic sell. You do not panic sell. Wait at least another minute or so. Okay. If it crashes, then I might sell. If we get a huge red, I might get out of here. But I want to see the support hold now. 7272. That's fine. 7272. Even if it pulls back, I'm not scared. I want it to pull back and then restart the momentum. So it could have been a perfect sell trade if I was like 5 seconds earlier on my buy order, right? Because then it would have sold right at that perfect spot. But for example, of here, I'm going to commit to my stop loss. Okay. This is the difference between a beginner and like someone more experienced is I'm committing to these 2 targets. Either I'm going to lose 1% or I am going to make 2%. I am committing to that. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. In realistic though, I would have moved my stop loss up, so I might have got stopped. I would have stopped down in profit at here at a 1%. Okay, I just don't want it to come back to 0 because then you made nothing. You made no money. But I'm hoping we're gonna get one more bounce. I might lower my target just a little bit. Okay, my sell target just a little bit so that doesn't happen to me again. Okay, but the fact that this is holding is okay. I might sell though, because if we lose momentum, we're gonna reject it down. So for sake of this example, I'm just gonna sell. Okay, I'm just gonna sell. But Tradingview is kind of weird. It takes me a while to sell and get out of here. Let me erase this horizontal one. Might sell half or all. Doesn't matter how much quantity do I have. 1.5 million. So this is kind of weird. On Binance, it would be a 2-tap sell, but on this paper trading, you kind of like got to do it like this. Oh, that wasn't enough. Yeah, this is why I kind of don't like this broker. Sell. Sell my limit order. There we go. Finally out of position. Oh, it's only 1.5 million. Need to add an extra 0 on there. So on Binance, this would have sold me all out, but you get the idea, right? Okay, now I'm interested in a little short scalp. To manually force myself. I wouldn't be surprised though if we get one more pump up, right? There's the secondary pump. So if it pumps up to like say 7317 or 7347, I might activate the second short to try to like really capitalize on this trade. So I'm gonna leave that here up here. So if I kind of left my order, I actually would have captured more of that profit. But it's okay. Whatever you're doing in trading, you just never want to like lose your profits. You want to protect the profits. So I'm just playing this very, very tight range right here. Before that happens, let me flip back to Bitcoin. So this is what happened with Bitcoin. We got the alert. It filled my 1 and 2 orders, and now we're in this trade. Okay, so I'm bouncing back and forth like a aggressive day trader. All right, so with Bitcoin, I'm just trying to really get into maybe this zone on the 62134 or the 62103 type of profit range. So I'm going to cancel these orders for the sake of the stream and kind of prepare to close this order out. I should have closed half of it out here, but that's okay. Go back to SHIB. Where are we on SHIB? Yeah, it looks like it wants to continue up, so I'm not going to aggressively push that too much on SHIB. Bitcoin with the rally, I'm going to put my sell order. I'm long half a Bitcoin right now on the paper trade terminal. So I am going to put 2 sell orders up here. Don't get too greedy. And I'm out of the trade once this is here. This might take a while to pop up. If it pulls back, that's fine. It's fine. Let me check SHIB. Usually I would use multiple charts for day trading, but SHIB with the continuation. But since we're in this trade, I'm just gonna wait. All right. See if support holds. If it doesn't, remember I had 2 limit buy orders down here, so it's okay. I would have I'm gonna commit to those down here. So I'm trying to average down at like 6.2. I don't recommend everyone do this. It's a more advanced technique, but I pre-planned that in my mind 30 minutes ago. That if this thing crashes down, I want to fill all these 4 orders before I sell. So we are in this daily downtrend. I mean the 1 hour downtrend, right? Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. So if I don't stop myself out here, it'll pull back down quite a bit. But for the sake of this example, let me show an example of averaging down. I'm gonna kind of wait for that a little bit. Let's check SHIB. SHIB with a nice pump up. Okay, not quite as high aggressive as I want it to go. You know, SHIB might keep going up to like 7341 or 7415. We'll see. Back to Bitcoin. We did have our bounce here. That's fine because we have a little MACD momentum here with a double bottom. I'm gonna actually see. That's why you don't panic when this kind of stuff happens. You know what I mean? You commit to whatever you're doing and just focus on the charts. I don't care what my P&L is right now. You know what I mean? I need to make sure I trade well, and then I'll look at the P&L afterwards. But if this continues up in a bull move, we might get a 0.1% additional move, and I could sell up here. So I'm just waiting for that. So in the back of my mind, I knew if we did about, I don't know, 30 minutes of scalping, and it's like, okay, I was trying to make about $100 target on the 30-minute scalping examples, day trading, paper trading. Okay, so once this thing is going, I'm going to sell. I am not going to get greedy and hold forever. I'm out of that. Let me sell one more. It might continue up like one more pop, so I could actually try to, if I really want to sell, I'm out. I'm out. I'm done with the trade. So how much money do we make? We made $129 in paper trade money with perfect, commissions and scalping and no slippage, right? But it just gives you an idea of if you're trying to be a day trader, aggressive day trader, a scalper, it's possible, but you need the right asset for liquidity purposes. Okay, this particular trade, if I was not jumping around too much, then we would have been in profit nicely on SHIB, hit our 2% target, and I would have sold it about right now. Okay, but I'm actually looking to prepare for a possible intermediate short. So the Bitcoin trades are done, and I might be looking to short SHIB here for this $1,000 order right here. Maybe I'll put a whole bunch of $1,000 orders like right here. I'm looking to short SHIB all up in here as a day trading scalper if I'm getting into this mindset, right? We're riding this trend line up. Although the RSI is not overbought, right? It's just if we're going to do this, right? I have a 0.5% stop loss and my 1% target as a scalper or more. If I was really aggressive, I could start the short now, but I could get squeezed out of this. It's right above EMA, so I'm not going to do that. It's not my setup. If we lose 7280 on the short, I might want to get out of here. If we lose this level. But it looks like it wants to pop up right into my zone, and then we'll stop somewhere up here, and then we can make money on the way down. If someone's international futures leverage trader. So I'm trying to give you guys examples of both sides. Americans are mostly only long because we can't short crypto on Coinbase or Binance USA. That's one advantage international people have. I'm just gonna, for the sake of the stream, I'm gonna short now. I'm gonna short one order down. I gotta do it manually. For some reason, some of the paper trading doesn't work well. So I entered that short here. And if I'm wrong, I'm still going to fill my other orders on the top of several $1,000s. Okay, so the first target is to the downside here. It might not crash, but if it does, that's fine. I'm going to close out the position, already thinking ahead, somewhere right here in my 1% zone. If I'm wrong, I could stop myself out, but then I'm also preparing for the short on the upside. You know what I mean? So I'm protecting myself in multiple ways. This is way too advanced, is because this is what people do when you have a larger size account. You're not just doing one order of $1,000, you're doing multiple orders. And if you're able to long and short assets like stocks, you could protect yourself this way. You're hedging against yourself. So if I'm wrong, I stop out for small loss, but then I start my next position, and if it comes down, then I'm right. Right? So I need to stop myself out of this short. Just get out of here. I need to buy. It's a little trickier. So I closed the short out. Lost a little bit. I lost like $4. Right? So when you have a loss, you want it to be very, very small, is the point. So I'm not going to re-enter a short. I need to see a clear breakdown. I might put the short sell order much, much lower here, like down here. I might have been a little bit too tight. So I'm thinking right now in my mind, resistance to support. There's resistance right here, and there's resistance up here. So resistance 7316, resistance 7394. And then we have our support level at 7263. So I'm marking these on the charts. So I have a reference point and the next support level up here. And this triangle is holding nicely, a rising wedge on the 1 minute. But see, our original long of my alert, you guys have to realize that was the exact correct spot where I said I might buy in this range where my alert triggered and fired. My original long, that's correct. For a scalp, it's 2%. 1.82%, right? So if I got that alert and I was on my broker on Binance, I would have been boom, long that, certain amount of money and I'm in the trade. And I might have sold maybe around now because we're double topping here. I could hold it a little longer, but we're losing a little bit of momentum here on the indicator. So I'm looking for this short to activate. One of these shorts to activate. I want to see a little bit more evidence before I short this thing. There we go. I want to see a candle body close. Let me see it. This is a stealth stop order. I don't want to do that. So let me re-enter. 7,300. Now we're in this short. No fear. Set your targets, commit to the stop loss, and then execute. So I'm looking for just a 1% scalp to the downside. It might go 2% because it's a very SHIB is volatile. Okay. Bulls are not going to let this go easy, so I recognize this pattern. This type of feeling in the market is bulls are going to desperately try to buy right here. But it's going to just take a little bit of power from the shorts to push this thing down. We're starting to lose momentum on a 1 minute, okay? 1 minute's not that powerful, but this is where you need to really believe in technical analysis. In this, like I set my position sizing, I'm using a very small position size, for example. Okay, so I'm not all in on this trade. All right, I did my analysis. We just lost the support of the rising wedge. We might lose this. We have a doji candle, okay, and now the short begins. I wanted to lose momentum. So where am I looking to sell? 1%, 7232, and 7197 for a scalp. All right, so I'll put my buy order a little bit lower because sometimes it likes to pop like aggressive to the downside, like it'll just dump like that, and then I'm in my profit. So I'm waiting for it. Day trading still takes time. The problem is the RSI is in the middle here, so it's up to the bulls to prove can they defend support at 7272. If not, as soon as we break 7266, shorts are going to try to algos and shorts are going to try to push this thing to the downside. So we do have a little bit of a 1 minute downtrend, and we just lost that. We lost the support here. So now I just wait. So again, I am not afraid in my mind or my body right now. It's just understand the risk to reward, understand technical analysis, support resistance, and then let the market do its thing. Okay, so now we're coming down. Now we're coming down, and now I have a decision to make. Am I going to stick to my 1% target? I probably should. Okay, it might take 20 minutes for this thing to come all the way back down here. Okay, so I'm not going to get super greedy, right? I'm just going to put it on the, it's right here on my 1%. I'm going to close the short position. Okay, so I'm hoping we just get one pop down. If I'm wrong, that's okay. It's pretty volatile. SHIB doesn't like, there's a lot of trading going on. Coinbase. The 2% move is over, so people took their profit on the alert scalp, right? So 2%, they're done. Commission spread covered. They made 2% on the scalp, and they're done. And they let go of that trade. Now, all I'm thinking about is how far is this thing going to push down? Because if it doesn't come back down to my target, I don't want to get stopped out on the top side. So I'm a little bit in the profit. Okay, just a little bit baby profit, but I do not want this thing to suddenly go up like that and I lose on my first position. I don't want that to happen. So I'm just waiting. I need like 1 or 2, 5 more minutes just to see. Let the resistance hold and just let the bulls give up and make my 1% scalp on the position. we go, a little bit of downside action. I want to see a little bit more of stops getting triggered, like longs, like basically people who went long on the wrong spot up here. Um, they're getting stopped out right now by algorithms. Okay, so I want to get stopped out a little bit, and it's going to sell it right into my buy order, my closing order. I do see on the charts a little bit of downside momentum. It just needs to go a little bit more. But it might not, right? So if this is our reversal spot, I'm just going to get out of here for the sake of the stream, right? Just don't get greedy. I don't need to get greedy. So if it pops down, so obviously it looks like the momentum is fading on this 1 minute SHIB. I'll just leave it there for the sake of leaving it there. Because like this kind of conditions where it's just moving up and down and not even doing anything, that means there's less people trading. You know what I'm saying? There's less people trading. When you have less liquidity, there's less chance you're going to make money. So the only time is when it crashed down severely. And see this first bounce right here. My initial trade idea was actually correct. I probably should have held that. But, you know, for the sake of stream, I'm trying to not make people wait around for 4 hours. Okay? Hope you understand that. But, you know, this is the kind of market that we're in right now, right? So just for the sake of this, how much money will we make on paper profits? $132 in what? 40 minutes? It's decent, you know what I mean? Because I only use a relatively small position size on the SHIB, but on Bitcoin I used a very large position size. Okay, so this is partly the reason why I'm just gonna stop this now. Partly the reason why I'm not a huge day trader scalper, because if you're a day trader scalper, you need volatility in the market. You need volatility. Okay, this is only 0.3% move on Bitcoin. That's a 0.2% profit if you do it perfectly, right? So that's not enough money. That's why I don't scalp. You don't see me scalping, but I just did it for example of how you could practice your technical analysis trading skills. Because with TA, it matters of are you correct or not, and how to measure that is you got to paper trade, or you got to trade or paper trade or do something. Okay. So hopefully that gave you an example of just like the life of a day trader. That's what people do every day. If you're a beginner, you know, that's probably the most aggressive form of day trading you'll probably see, leverage day trading. But again, that's why I encourage people, if you're a swing trader, if you're just starting out with $1,000 to $500, $1,000, 5,000, 10,000, $100,000, whatever size of your account is you have to be correct in your technical analysis of trading. Because if you're wrong 10, 50, 100 times, you lost all your money, right? So you do not want that to happen. And again, I'm micro trading that scalp of right here. The only time I day trade like that, I'll show you when I do it, is when you get this. The only time I day trade in the crypto markets from now is when you get massive, massive crash. I want to see a flash crash. I want to see this. I want to see negative 20% and then a 20% rebound. That's the only time I'll day trade on huge volatility. If you're quiet in the market right now, I don't really care about this right now. Right? We just faded down. We actually might fade down 6% down for a swing trade. Okay? So what I'm saying is, if you're a day trader, like, you need volatility or else there's no opportunity. So the original scalping opportunity on SHIB USD was back here on October 27th, the crash day at nighttime, right here. Okay, because on a 1 and 5 minute, boom, you hit that low oversold area. And if you play only those areas, like I'm on a 1 minute right now, or you go on a 5 minute, you go on a 5 minute, right? Those low oversold areas, and you go long right here or here, right? Look at the larger percentage move on a real, okay, you might have got stopped out here, but if you're brave and you took the second trade, right, 3% to the downside, and how much was the upside? 30% to the upside. This is what you want. You need extreme volatility in the market and then catch it to the right side, and that's how you make money as a day trader. But trading every candle, trading every 1 minute on a Friday night, Saturday morning, this is what, there's no liquidity. No one's trading this right now. This is all algorithm bots right now. Okay. And it's a good thing we closed out our short position. Okay. I read the charts correctly and we're continuing our momentum up. You see that? So that's why as day trader, you got to make some calls. You need to know technical analysis. And if you're long or short, you need to know your setups and know when the market's about to reverse on you and you got to get out. You take a profit, don't get greedy, walk away for that hour, for that, 15, 30 minutes or whatever you're doing. Okay. A beginner, like beginner mistakes would have been this, like you go long at the top here and you stopped out 1%, you're mad, right? You're like, why did that happen? Okay. Experience long, like I was saying, I'm like, okay, we might go bounce up from here. Like I could initiate another long for another 1%, 2% scalp. But that's very heavily aggressive trading. I don't really do that anymore. It's still possible. I still recommend people to do it just to practice because you're practicing your technical analysis skills. Like even if we don't trade, if you don't paper trade, you could still practice the moves, the analysis. Let me turn these settings off for a sec. The trading. Just turn all that off. Okay, you can still practice your analysis. Like this is actually a really good exercise. Is you put it on like a short term, 1 minute. You're not trading it, but you're doing TA, like live real. So if you don't want to paper trade, then at least try practicing like real time analysis. Because if we hit the support and found a support here, where's my resistance? Resistance, 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 resistance. So now you just practice your targets. How did I know how to find all that? I'm looking at the price right here. We have reversal. We have support here, resistance cluster, resistance cluster, resistance cluster, like that. Looking on the left side price. So I'm finding a support, resistance, 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 trend line, very fast like that. Still holding actually in our wedge. So we created a pivot point here on our 1 minute, right here. This is our pivot point. So then the upside target would have been the top side here of the trend line. Does that make sense? That's how fast you got to be if you're a day trader. You got to be very, very fast. Understand, you got to, if you're shorting and then it doesn't work, you sell and you flip. We have a pivot point. Oh, we're up. Okay, boom, I'm long. Okay, I'm going to scalp this. Okay, we're up 1%, 2%. And then I up 1%, 2% here, then I'm done. That's the life of a day trader. You don't have to do it that aggressively, but that's the speed at which a day trader mind works. It's very, very fast. It's full speed. But for me, I'm a swing trader. I don't like getting chained to the desk like that. Like I don't want to sit here all night and do that. So what I do is more medium-term swing trading and long-term trading. Is that all I have to do is, even if I'm still bullish on this setup, is zooming out and understanding, like on my stream 3 hours ago, I was saying, this is the support level. This is the first area I would buy. If I'm willing to risk a larger amount of money, like a 5%, and then there's 10% upside, or at least 6%. So if I'm very conservative, I'll put 3% just below the candle wick because we bounced off of that. And I'm trying to make 6% to the upside and then let that swing trade play out. Right? So you could scalp and try to make money that way, but I like longer term setups on volatile coins. So for example, the times we hit the support is we bounced up 10 to 20%. So if that's going to happen again, this is a very easy swing trade if someone's willing to put the risk on. But this candle body needs to close in 5 minutes. I need to see this hold all night long, this support hold right here, the 7114. And then we have to break all these resistances overnight to get to 6%. Could it happen? It's possible. Yeah, it's possible. So, the swing trade on SHIB is still open. It's just a scalper is a different lifestyle. So I don't really like scalping that much because of all the 20 reasons I said earlier. I like swing trading or investing. It's so I don't have to sit in front of the screen all weekend long, right? But day trading has less chance of being profitable because of commissions and spread. You saw how small a percentage that was, right? So in real life, we probably only walked away with 50 to $60 in about an hour, right? If I used larger position size and better TA, then I would have made more than that. But just to give an example, somebody could do it, but you have to be like A plus at the top of your game on market hours, Monday through Friday. Okay. I went super long today because I just felt like showing an example. I hope that was useful to you guys on the stream. And keep in mind, you always have to have a stop loss. Every trade I had, you saw I had the stop loss. I knew how much money I was going to lose, and I committed to it. You commit to it, no emotions. You commit to it. You make a mistake, it's fine. Move on, right? You learn from it, move on. But keep doing TA, keep doing technical analysis, right? What you don't want to do is what I see on the online chat rooms of people just yelling at the screen. SHIB, 8,000, SHIB 8,000. Yelling at the screen is not a strategy. Hype is not a strategy. Fear and greed is not a strategy. You understand TA, you put your stop loss, entry and target sell point on your broker, and you commit to that 100% in your mind and your heart. You commit to that and you do not let go. It's just if you're wrong, you have to understand, why was I wrong? But on a 15-minute, 1 hour setup, it looks like we're going to go higher on SHIB, 5 to 10% at the time of this stream overnight. Like we might go 5 to 10% in 8 hours from now. So I actually might re-long this thing. But the only thing I'm curious about on SHIB is, are we going to reject down from this spot at 7468? Right? So paper trading, we caught the exact bottom of this move. And now the problem is it going to bounce up? If it does, how far is it going to bounce up? And are we going to get a trend change reversal to the upside? Okay, if you just started learning crypto a few days ago, I recommend to not copy what you just saw. What I just did is very advanced level of day trading and scalping on Bitcoin. That's probably the most risky trading I've showed you. If you're starting out, right, you have to go to longer time frames and you need to buy at a lower price. We did buy at a relatively low price in time. So if somebody's going to try to do this, 3 to 6 ratio, you got to commit to that. If it comes up and it comes down, you can't be scared, right? You have to commit to it. You're committing to this or this. Maybe halfway in here, if things get really, really bad, like if the price starts doing this up here, it's like, okay, we're done. But you got to commit to something. You know what I'm saying? You got to commit to the trade. It's just, if you're bad at technical analysis, then every trade you do will lose. So you have to be good at technical analysis first and then commit to the trade and the idea, and then you'll probably win. Okay, well, I'm probably just going to go 15 minutes and then I'm going to go eat. But I just gave so much information and knowledge right now to people who want to, stick around and learn. So, is somebody saying something? Okay, yeah. I mean, uh, I'm in the USA right now, so right now it's evening time for me. So, and again, I'm a full-time trader, so this is normal life for me. But if you have to go, please feel free to go. And I'm gonna stream next weekend. But to answer the question, somebody's asking, should I try 1 and 4 hour trading? If you started 3 days ago or 1 week ago, instead of trading, maybe spend at least like a couple days like learning first, technical analysis. Like I just spent 4 hours teaching it using real world examples. Okay, if you're starting a crypto, I would say understand the basics of technical analysis and I'm probably not going to be the one to teach you that on the stream right now because we did 4 hours. I'm more intermediate advanced level stream. So you can learn something here, but I'm saying if you just start off like right now, is you probably learn from the front page of TradingView, some ideas and education and stuff like that. Okay, so front page of TradingView, there's other streamers maybe in your time zone overnight, YouTube and Google. And I would start off with, what is technical analysis, the basics and fundamentals of technical analysis. And I've been showing that for 4 hours straight. Is, support, price support, resistance up here, support, trend lines. Okay, trend lines. Risk management, right? Risk management. Because you can't put a trade and risk all 100% of your money. That doesn't make any sense, right? For trading, that doesn't make any sense. For investing, you have to buy at the right spot. But at the time of this video stream we're at a resistance point, a key critical resistance on Bitcoin. It's not really the greatest spot to go long on Bitcoin right at this second in time. It's weekend right now. So there's less liquidity. People have time off. Like the reason I'm going 4-hour stream today is because I was very profitable this week, so I'm done for 3 days. I don't have to do anything for 3 days. But I'm gonna prepare for charts starting tomorrow and Sunday. But for the rest of the night, I could take a night off. But if you use basic analysis like this, is there support here, support in the price, and I'm looking along maybe somewhere here at 53,000, right? Because if you're a bull long green, is you want to buy at a low price. You want to buy low, sell high. That's the general strategy. But if for new people is if you don't know anything about technical analysis and you're trying to trade, you will like 95% probably lose money because that's the known statistic. So if you're just starting, trying to trade and learn, like I would focus 90% of your effort on learning and practicing first before you risk real money in the market, unless there's some really good setup as in the market. Like SHIB, I'm able to do that because I have so much experience in scalping. Like I just know how to play that on SHIB, right? I know how to do this. But the real thing is I told people on the stream, buy at 9.50 or buy at 25 cents, right? So that's the ultimate no FOMO position. I don't even need a scalp up here. There's no point for me. I was just showing it as an example. Right, so if somebody's really, really patient, they'll wait for like SHIB 3000 down here and try to buy that. SHIB 3000 or SHIB 6000, right? If you're very patient. Yeah, but if someone's like aggressive, hyper day trader, they want to make money like right now or today, it's like, okay, there are setups like that in the market, but you got to protect yourself. So if you're a beginner, some beginner tips are, study technical analysis as much as you can. Where can you begin with TA? The front page of TradingView. Okay, I don't know if I can show that because sometimes my stream like doesn't work. Oh no, you can see it. Okay, so TradingView, you got to be hungry for knowledge and information, right? This TradingView, the front page changed so much. It used to just be this. Just the indexes, watch list, and like a little bit of articles. But you got to understand TradingView. What is this? Editor's picks. Right here, these are some of the best ideas. I'm live streaming right now. Okay. Right? So that's why people are on my stream. I guess I'm the only streamer right now. Crypto ideas. You can see this right here. Just read it. You can learn from them. Forex ideas, stock ideas, index ideas. I wouldn't say all of them because, if you're doing stocks, then read the stocks ideas. If you're doing crypto, then read the crypto. If you want education, then right here, education ideas, right? Like people it's right here. TradingView changed it a lot in the past 2 years, that they're putting education right at the forefront of the page. These on the right side, these are just watch lists for if you need ideas. Like you need to, if you're a beginner trader, you need to know what these are on stocks. S&P 500, that's the SPY. SPX index. NASDAQ 100, that's NDX. NASDAQ, that's the tech stocks. Dow Jones, DJI, that's Dow Jones stocks. Russell 2000, that's RUT. What's the US dollar currency index? DXY. Bitcoin index, or Bitcoin is BTC USD, right? Stocks, what gained? If you're doing a stocks, you need to know like what's Apple, AAPL, Ford Motor, F, Backed Holdings, BKKT, right? And then you got news. Although I don't really read this news that much right now. So once you learn the basics of technical analysis, either on TradingView or YouTube or Google or books, then I recommend opening a Bitcoin chart, because it seems like everyone's here for Bitcoin. And so I told somebody this earlier, is like, well, what do you start with? Well, for technical analysis, you are analyzing the price. All you need to know is this, okay? Because people say, oh, I need the tools or the indicators or etc. But what you are analyzing the price. And I'll end soon because I'm getting tired too. But, right here, you're analyzing this price and the volume. But price first. Price is like 80% of all the knowledge you need of technical analysis. Okay, then step number 2 is probably try out all the tools. Learn about the tools. What is a trend line? If you type in TradingView or Google, what is a trend line? I mean, that's like probably the first tool, the most important tool you're going to use in your TradingView TA career, analysis career, because this is a real setup I just drew in 2 lines, right? If you know what it is. And, just find out what all the tools are. I like using highlighter tool. I like using Fibonacci. I like using long short position. This is the probably most important risk management tool ever created. Because where's your stop loss going to be? You can't just trade blind. You can't go all in with your eyes closed. That's how people lose all their money. You need to have a plan of action. And then, right? This is how I knew how to buy Bitcoin right here. This is a setup right here. I could draw in 2 lines. Boom, boom. Descending wedge breakout pattern with a stop loss at the bottom of the counterbody wick. And I ended up making 5-to-1 on that trade. Very nice. Right? But before you do anything or try to copy people on streams, because I make it look like easier than it really is. I've been doing TA for years, every single day, hours a day. Right? It's my full-time job. So try to keep studying the price, technical analysis. Look up like what's the beginner, like the intro to technical analysis, And then once you get a basic grasp on like support and resistance and trend lines, right? Understanding what it is and how to draw that on the charts. Then start learning the tools on the left side here. There's a lot. There's like 20, 30 tools. Just try it all. Understand what they are. Then you got indicators. That's what everyone loves, indicators in the built-in library. So that's the 3-step order that I would tell people to do it. Is understand the price first. What is price? What are candles? Then what are the tools here? Because these are the tools of technical analysis. Like what is a trend line? It's the first question. If you don't know what a trend line is, then Google what is a trend line and then learn about it. What is a horizontal line? Why do I even need this? What is this? Why is this important, right? Then once you get the firm grasp, then you keep going, right? Then you go more advanced. What's Fibonacci retracement? This is like intermediate. What is, why do I need a long position in this? Those are the questions you kind of have to ask yourself. How do I manage my money? How do I manage my position? I just showed you an example for like 2 hours. All right, so it's getting really late here, so I'm gonna go ahead and call the stream. Okay, we talked a lot today, but this was like a TA analysis, education, questions, live trading example, day trading stream. I hope you learned something from this, and please continue your education even without me. And I just want to say I have a Tradingview group and a YouTube group, and I'm on Twitch, and I have a free Discord group for anybody who wants to join. All the social media links are in my profile, and I want everyone to succeed. You know what I mean? I want you to succeed in trading, but it's going to take a lot of like study, practice, and work and effort to become successful. So okay, hope you guys have a nice weekend because I'm off for this weekend. I'm done, and yeah, I'll probably see you in the next stream. I was gonna say I was thinking we have we have earnings continuing next week, so watch out for that in the stock market. Okay, volatility is going to continue for the next week, maybe a little bit less volatility. So I hope you have a nice weekend. Thank you so much, and bye bye.